Nothing? There you go. Oh, quibble. I couldn't hold that one as long as the last one. I think the last one was timed a little bit better. How are you?
Well, I still sound pretty bad. Pretty bad.
You sound
It's
quite a bit like Jessica Rabbit.
I disagree. It's incredibly frustrating. But good evening, everybody. I'm going to let
you're going to do a
Tommy do
little
a
less
lot of the talking. I
You're gonna
just went to the pharmacy. My mods are the best. They told me to get some of this. I got this. Oh, Detta, I love you, girl. I got some of this, although I don't think it really seems to do anything. I'm not feeling much out of that. I got some liquid stuff.
Good. Gotta have liquid stuff.
And then I got my, this isn't working. I've been taking this for days. This crap isn't working, but you know what?
You know what else you need? Zycam.
Great. Wish you would have told me that. Hey, Rain.
I wish I would have told you that too.
Hey, Pink Clover Candle, Andy. We're going to do a little roll call, brother. John Van Geest, Patty, Nat Cat, Dawn Gloves. I was going to say, I was hoping Dawn Gloves wasn't going to be here.
Because you've done something you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, she's my nurse, so I got a little scared. I was hoping she was picking up a shift tonight. Danny, Caroline in the moment, Ashley T, Charcoal Ninja, right on. Bacon Bits Ben with the giant paddles.
Huge paddles.
I'm really glad you made it, Andy. Oh, Andy's a female and she's hot. Welcome.
All right. Oh, hot Andy.
Beach Bum Beagle.
Nice.
Is here. Liz Tricks. Love Abigail. Teresa's here. Kristen Melinda. Linda Perales. I haven't seen you for a minute, girl. King's Kid.
Kristen Melinda. Good to see you.
Hitzel. What's my symptoms? No fever. Just a scratchy, dry cough with a dry throat. Little bit of post-nasal drip. Nothing serious, my friend. Doing a lot of resting. Tina Serlin.
Yeah. She hasn't even seen grouchy.
And it's Shark Week. Isn't that, anybody right now who's a Reese hater, come on, give me some credit. Cosmic
I was there for
your
I happened to be there for your last sickness, right? I rode that one out. I think this one, you've been a little bit cheerier.
All right, that's enough. Andrew Humphrey, Jamie Palmer's with us. Laura DePreet, mods, thank you for being here. Look, it's Mark Hardman. Damn, Reese coming in with the naughty Gertie voice.
Yes. There's some Gertie to that.
Is it naughty, VTV? It's a little bit naughty. Lori Alexander, Olga, and Hummingbird. Hey, babe. Good to see you.
Hummingbird, good to see you. Glad you're here.
If I start coughing a lot.
Yep. Then you're going to have to
already told Tommy. Yeah, I'm going to just. So that's why, guys, I can't do all the talking. So I got my partner here. Sherry Allen, teacher nurse. I love teacher nurse. She's the best. Kuala Lu, Andrea Malloy, Lumen's here. Jolie White.
Good.
Amy Degg, Fall Leaves, Candace. Well, we're not done.
No.
Reese, are you capable of not talking for lengthy periods of time, Brian? Probably not. That's not really my style, Reese, Brian, is it?
Do you know much about her?
Can it?
Of course she can.
Yeah, no, Brian, when I am not live the last 2 days, I'm really trying not to talk except when mom calls.
That's legit.
I just got off the phone with her for the third time today. So that's not happening really. So actually, no, your answer is no. Baby steps. Welcome. Cindy Edge, Jennifer Mahurin, Daisy Dreams, Rogue Hedgie. Love Rogue Hedgie. Kim is Blue. I also love Kim is Blue. Bayou Babe. Rachel, Auntie Wombat, Hef's here. I am Shilene. What a fun name. Jamzilla. Well, that's a fun name too.
Jamzilla.
Amy Jo.
Jamzilla.
Larry Brightboy. Thank you, Larry. And again, thank you for your super chat yesterday, Larry. Melissa with an S. Wendy Brewer's here. Kim Greenleaf. Lori Swenson. Katrina's here.
Swanson.
I was way off.
Not even close.
Swami. Squirrel Girl. My sister Curious George. Kestrel.
Nice.
Kestrel. Tommy's here. I'm also here, Kestrel. Thank you so much for noticing. Live for now. Armine.
Hey, Armine.
Jeannie, glad you made it, probably. Yeah, we'll finish that for you. Jen Pookie, Paula Puffer. This time it's not the Scoots, Rain. That's correct.
That's good.
Kristen Melinda. I don't know if I already said hi to you, but I love you, girl. Kelly B. Blakey.
Yes, you just spotted him. I saw him a long time
Hockey Town John, brother. Moose and
Top of the morning
squirrel.
to you.
Oh my
Moose and
God.
Squirrel. Just left Aaron and Jenna's
Oh, sorry.
relationship live to join yours. All right.
Priorities. I love Hockey
Well,
Town,
really
John.
love that. That was very kind of you. That was very
Tony
kind
Suter,
of
I
you.
love. Patty Collins is here.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm a fan.
Let me ask Armand something.
Let me do this while you're doing that. Jennifer says, Reese, I love you. You're the only person that can pronounce my last name right. Everyone else destroys it. You hear
Who?
that?
Where?
Jennifer.
Well,
You
which
know,
one?
Jennifer. Well, if I destroy her last name, I'm not going to do that. Like right now, the relatable
Hey,
it's
it's
batting
Pajama
1,000.
Pixie.
What?
Pajama Pixie.
No, I know Pajama Pixie.
No S. Shark Week plus not feeling well. You're basically conquering the world.
I agree with that.
Geoplanet Jane. Brianna Miller. Girl, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been, Brianna? Look, it's Joe Virus.
Hello, Joe Virus.
Goosebump.
Goosebump.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
I love that Goosebump. She's at a pottery class. That's cool. I didn't even know those were
Very
real. I
cool.
thought it was just from the movie Ghost.
You know what?
I
Can
know
we all
it's my
agree
mic.
that was a fantastic movie?
It was a great movie. I really cried though. I cry every time. The end makes me think of Fred. Cheryl Roberts. I have this excuse me. I have this shadow on my face. It's from the mic.
Oh, okay.
Yawn.
That would be the
It's
same
a
mic she threw as hard as she could yesterday on her cat.
That was hilarious. Better together. Love you, girl. I'm glad you're back. I haven't seen you for a while. Thank you for your friend tax. Shelly Kelly's here.
We're better when you're here.
I love Joanne Ventrilla.
Hello, Joanne.
Start snacking on popsicles when you're live. See that count go up. Ooh, that's a great idea.
Something?
Tommy, go get some popsicles.
I don't think he was talking to me. Wait a sec. Who said that? Just kidding.
Your girl VTV, she has a crush on you. It's okay. We all know it.
Okay.
Have I tried a tablespoon of whiskey? No. I think you mean whiskey. No, I don't own any whiskey, teacher nurse. But
you know what?
maybe Jeff does. I don't know.
My cat is trying to eat my computer.
Lori Ellingson, blonde hair. I love Kristen Melinda. Yes, I told you that, girl. Florence Southard. Been going through stuff, so missing lives tax. Thank you, Ann Hummingbird. We love you, girl. Ewa Fredrickson.
You remember Jennifer Ford.
That's a good merch idea. Talk Gertie to me. Oh my God. VTV is, she kills it. The other night, she nearly killed me with the touch assist.
Yes. No, she was on fire the other night. She had a good night.
She was.
She definitely had a good night. We were laughing hard the other night.
We were. There's JD.
Can I say that Kathy makes the shorts that she does? She has skill. She really does.
Oh, Kathy's
I was laughing
amazing.
so hard today at this morning's short. Love the glasses.
Lynn Sanity. She likes these. I've never worn these on a live. I never wear these. I don't think they're my color, but they're like a blue tortoise with like a pearly blue. And I'm wearing a tie-dye blue shirt. So I thought, you know what?
This is a good look.
When you're sick, you got to do something to tie the room together. Valerie, thank you for your super sticker. Jennifer Ford. Really that rug. Thank you, Jennifer Ford. I love pink clover candles. I've been sick since I got that, so I haven't done a live. I'm going to open them, I promise.
Sweet.
Tommy, I'm a little bit behind. Daisy, thank you, girl. Speaking of members, yes, Tommy, I don't know if you know this. I had to simul-stream this because I haven't been on my channel in 2 days and people are starting to panic.
Well, I can see that.
Patty, thank you. And Tommy does look great. Speaking of memberships, we are getting those rolled out, I think, tomorrow. We came up with the thank you, Yarn Prepper. We came up, Lisa E, that's okay. We came up with the names for it today with everybody's help, actually. And please don't feel like you have to be a member, but a lot of people have asked, and the people who want to, we want you to be members. Yes, Pink Clover. Thank you for understanding. Trisha from Minnesota.
I think they're pretty
Erica. I love Erica. Tommy, you got your name on your shirt. You're looking real cute today.
I do have my name on my shirt. I sport this one all out.
Uh-huh.
It says Tommy Bahama.
Mm-hmm.
Got a girl doing this number on it. Aloha.
What do I do with this? Yeah, Trisha, I'm sick.
Traditionally, between the step where you take the kilo and put it inside the thing you're going to suck seal, and then the second batch, you take that and rub it all over it, and then you put the suck seal stuff
Tommy,
on
your
it.
crim is showing. Your crim is showing. Put the crim back.
What was the question? I'm pretty sure that's what we
Nothing.
did with it. I'm pretty sure that's what we did with it.
Back to the real world. Better together. Thank you so much. Wow, girl. I like your style.
Tie-dye
I love
socks?
that actually. Kathy
I'm a
loves
fan of the
horses. You're the
color.
best. He does look good in navy blue.
Thank
Just
you.
put this. Can I put this on my throat?
I think you're supposed to put it on your chest, and then the vapors like loosen everything up. But,
Girl, don't think I don't notice that. Don't think we don't all notice that blonde hair.
Oh, why? Thank you.
We were all thinking it. It says right here, dude.
What did it say?
It says uses when applied to chest and throat, relieves cough due to minor throat and bronchial irritation.
Well then,
it's
I would
greasy
imagine
though. Do I want this on my throat?
it's greasy. There's no question. It's super greasy. I used to put gloves on before I would use it because you start getting it on your hands, it's impossible to get off. But
great, thanks for telling me. I didn't know. Shelly, love you, girl. Hey, VT
Hey,
kid.
I told you what I was doing with the damn patches. You can't blame me for it. I had a completely different application.
I gotta be honest.
Puts the Vicks on your feet with socks. Now I have done that.
Feels kind of nice. It feels like lube. Hey, well,
what
blonde
kind
hair.
Of lube are you using?
Oh, I haven't used it in a long time. Thank you for saying that, blonde hair. I'm not feeling very hot. Okay, this is burning the ever loving out of my eyeballs. No,
right. That's the lube you're used to. Wow, a party with you, rebel.
Oh, it would have been a good time. So shut up.
Real good. Yeah, you put it on.
You would have had fun.
You put it on your chest. Yeah, you wouldn't have. Put it on your chest and neck overnight, and take a hot shower in the morning. And Tina has got me there rubbing it on your chest for you, which I think could be a problem on at least one other. Rubbing Vicks on your chest reminds me of getting sick when I was a kid. John, I get that. That was a kid thing, something that mom would do when you were a kid, and you would absolutely notice it.
We talked about this. This is actually funny for you guys. It's a little Scientology trick you may not know. So I was talking about what were we talking about? Like something like this liquid crap. And Tommy says to me on the phone, he's like, "Oh, I would never let Spanx take any of that without trying it when he was a kid." He's like, and if I tried it and I hated it, I wouldn't give it to him. And I was like, little known fact, I never have had anything as a child. I never got any medication ever. So I don't know what that stuff tastes like because we didn't get antibiotics. I remember when I did my Scientology drug rundown when I was 13, I had to run out Hall's cough drops because I took 2. And I remember my dad was really pissed at me for it.
You sicko. How do you live with yourself?
How do you sleep at night?
Seriously. It's enough to make you sick. Was it 2 of them you said?
I took 2. I had to run those out. It took me over an intensive of auditing, which is 12 and a half hours.
12 and a half hours for 2 friggin' Hall's mentholyptus things. You got any idea how long it would take to deal with me? I'm not kidding. I don't think there's enough time. They would have to catch me on the next go around. You know what I mean? I got
my God.
Yeah,
your whole bridge would be the drug rundown, man. They would be like, yeah, this is what we got for you.
Yeah, there's no chance.
There's no chance. Yeah, I was not vaccinated. Hell no. But no, I never thought of that until Tommy said he was serious about it, guys. Like the stuff that Spanx, he wouldn't let, and I thought that was so sweet, by the way. He wouldn't let Spanx take anything without him trying it. And I thought, I've never tried anything.
Don't your parents? I mean, when I was a kid, parents used to do that. They'd give you stuff and you'd go, "Oh, this tastes like, it's awful." And my parents would always go, "It's not bad." And my thought was, how the hell would you know? Right? I'm the one over here drinking this stuff and you're telling me it's not bad. So I didn't want to do that to my kid. So I tasted stuff.
That is so adorable, but I did not have that experience. I didn't even get an Advil growing up. I remember we just got a lot of vitamin C.
Well, that's good. You need that,
No, yeah. Wild though. Like I remember being deathly ill. I can remember being a couple times like very sick and my mom and dad screaming at each other because my mom was like, she needs a doctor. And he was like, absolutely not. And he would take me to a chiropractor.
For a good back cracking. Hey, you know something? I'm a huge fan of chiropractic. I'm not going to badmouth chiropractic. I'm not sure that that's where I take my kid if they're feeling sick, but you know what have you. So
I remember I had a really hard time giving Huxley his first dose of like baby Motrin or something, whatever it was, because he had a fever.
yes,
But I did it. And I remember after I did it, it got easier and easier. And my in laws wanted to rip me to shreds for it. They were so mad that I dosed him any kind of medication. And I was like, he has a fever. I ain't playing this game that my dad played. No,
I'm done with you people and
that's
your
what
stupidity.
modern medicine is for. You can go talk to
Right?
Bean's teeth.
Right, exactly. Better living through chemistry. It was my motto for a very long time. Cindy says, longtime lurker here. I'm really shy. Absolutely love you both to pieces. Reese and Reese, yours and Tommy's love for each other is undeniable. Can't wait to crash your wedding. Wow. Wow.
I
We're
told you
cutting
what
out,
kind of ring I wanted, didn't I?
we're cutting out all that pesky, in between stuff. Let's just get
I
that
think it was
wedding thing.
was it a princess cut? No, it was the
Yes.
long one.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I think you settled on baguette, like the really big baguette, didn't you?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was just like a solitaire type deal. You know,
Mhm.
of all the times I've been married, I haven't had one of those. So I thought next time we're gonna go big.
Well, and that's the beauty of doing it about every 3 months. Like you can probably work through damn near all the rings you were looking for. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vicks is the forbidden lube. Like,
Blake, this stuff is burning my eyeballs, dude. I can't
you're
imagine
the
it
one
on
that
your
said this.
shaft.
Yeah, well, you're the one that said this feels like lube.
Well, it feels like lube. It's not, it doesn't. It's on fire. It's burning my eyeballs.
Yeah, yeah.
Blake, you
It's
don't
like,
want this stuff anywhere near your bean
yeah,
bags.
no, you really don't. Keep it away from your onions at all costs. Um, the Vicks inhalers, those things you stick up your beak, yeah, they're good. This is kind of different. It loosens everything up through the chest. It really is.
Hi, Joel
I think
Sachs.
I think the heat does something as well.
A little dab will do you.
Yeah, like Brill cream. Someone was saying that their parents used to have to chase them around, and I remember that. That was more Johnny than me, but you know what?
I
It
missed
depends on
something,
when you walk
and
in.
that's okay.
Yeah, it depends on when you walk in around here. That's liable to happen. That
I
is
don't know why it said
liable
to put it
to
on your
happen.
throat. It's scalding my eyeballs.
Well,
It
but you
also
didn't
says
put.
to put it on your nose.
Yeah, but a really small amount. That's what you remember before they go in to check
Oh,
Buffalo Bill.
I took kind of a
Oh,
lot.
what did you? No,
I didn't
bad.
know. I've never used this in my life. This is
Did
my
you use a
first time
shovel?
outside of Scientology.
The idea is you just,
Why
you
don't you
know,
try being nice?
maybe
I've
maybe
never
don't.
used this in my lifetime.
Yes, you
First
may
timer.
not
We got a
want to.
first timer here. I didn't
You may
know.
want to wash your hands before you start messing with your glasses or going
So
anywhere near
just got a
your.
little here. Where do you put
Yeah,
it?
right underneath, right
You
here.
put it inside?
No, don't put it inside. Bad. Right here.
Oh.
Just at a little depth. Just like they did before they went in to check
Oh,
out.
whoops. I put it on my nose. Put it under the nose?
Yeah, you're not good at this. You're never going to make it in the FBI, Clarice. You know.
Ooh, that feels I like the burn.
See, yeah,
It's like
that's what I'm
putting
talking
peppermint
about.
oil on when I have a headache. Ooh, it's good. Ooh, I like this stuff. I could get addicted to this.
See, that's what you put on before you go into a building. When I was at EMT, they would say if you were going into some place where, let's say, there had been someone that has been deceased for a week, that's a really funky
Ooh,
thing to
I'm not
walk
listening to
into
anything you're saying right now. This is
because you're
good.
just loving it.
Can I
It's
put it?
great
Should I rub
to.
it under my gums? Do you rub it
I
on your
wouldn't do that.
gums?
No, I wouldn't do that. Avoid any areas that are pink. That's a good rule of thumb with Vicks Vapor Rub.
Oh
Uh,
God, this is addictive as all get out. Thanks, Positive Life. Oh yeah. Where else can I put it?
don't start getting crazy. You're good. You're
Can I
good.
put it on my temples?
You could. I wouldn't go that close to my eyes. I used to do that with Tiger Balm, but it will mess with your eyes. I wouldn't do that. You're probably good where it's at right now, Anna Nicole. I don't know that
Ooh,
you
it's
have to
good.
like paint your entire body with this. You know,
Oh,
you
I
don't have to
like
get
it.
buck wild. You're just starting to try to loosen everything up. Now that you got it underneath your schnozzle, and you did put a little on your chest, right? No, you went for the throat.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
good.
say that
Feels
anywhere on
good.
the bottle. Okay.
Feels right. Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
almost got they had a lavender one,
Really?
but I thought, the minty feels right. Ooh, it's good. I like
Franklin
it.
says you can rub it into your chest, and if you need any tips, let him know. Guys,
If you need any tits, let him know.
yeah, yeah. If you need any, he's got your back or your front. We got this.
Thank you, Franklin.
Your father-in-law actually swallowed a dab of Vicks. He was a bit different. Yeah, Shelly. It's
I could see
okay,
eating this stuff.
you couldn't you? You're
Yeah.
you're a weird one. But no, if you find something that works, you stick with it. Again, if you're trying to cover up the scent of anything that you're shipping, the dog sniff, it's pretty good for that too.
Oh God, it feels. I love it. It's just.
Laura says
It's hard
mom
to
would
describe.
take the throat and then tie a sock around her neck.
I'm sorry. That sounds kinky. Are we
Yeah,
back to that?
right, mom, rub it on our throat and then tie a cotton tube sock or a diaper around it
So
before
what you
bed.
do is you get a ball gag.
You want a red ball gag, the kinds you can sink your teeth into, not the really hard ones. They're liable to hurt you. The leather's going to cut the side of your
Do you
mouth.
take
Well,
the
you want one
ball
of
and
those-
like slather it with the Vicks and then you real tight?
just the outside, because the inside you want to be able to bite on. That comes in handy. At least I've read
Oh,
that.
it's good.
Are we watching the creation of an addict? Julie Grass, great comment. In live time, did you see her change? Everything kind of went different. She went, "Oh yeah, where has this been?" Like you got
Oh,
a
it's
little,
good.
yeah, you got a little weird on us. That creeped me out a little bit.
Okay. Well, you know what?
I'm
You're
just
free
saying.
to go. I'm going
just
on my
saying.
channel too. I can take over if you need me to.
Wow.
You need the night off? You
I
need a
don't
little
think
time?
you. I don't
You're
think
not used to
you
working with
noticed.
addicts, Tommy? You're not
I don't
comfortable
think
with this
you're.
conversation?
I don't think that was an equal tit for tat there, Anna Nicole. You went right to the nuclear option. Yeah, this is the filthy content we all came for, says Kristen Melinda, and it starts. My granddaughter uses Vicks to cover up bad smells from her patients. Works like a charm. Yes. KLKH says,
Can you put it under
have
here?
I'll have what she's having. Yeah, that's yeah. Was it good for you, Quibble?
I've had
Seems-
better.
I've had better. Oh, that's great.
We love you. A little under the nose. I like to slather this. I'm liking the amount. Do they
Do you
sell
know
this at
something?
Costco? Can you get like a
Oh yeah, they make it in a 50-gallon
16
drum.
gallon? Okay,
Yeah, you can
okay.
get it in
Let's
a
go get
50-gallon
some.
drum.
I
Yeah,
like it.
in the kink section. You don't get it in the regular section. Got to get that in the weirdo kinky section. Lisa E said, "Grannies used to make you a poultice to put on your chest. I just wanted to say poultice on a YouTube video because I don't think it gets used very often anymore." Yes, it is cute watching Reese with her first Vicks experience.
I have never had this stuff. Now it's burning my corneas, but I have to
Why do
say
I
it's
know
a
that
good burn.
tomorrow I'm going to get buckets of this stuff delivered to my door by accident.
You're going to, and tomorrow, next time you see me on a live, I'm going to be like super greasy and covered in this stuff. You're going to go, did you do something with your hair?
Wait a second. What did you do? Is that a new lip gloss?
Look,
no,
it's our girl.
What was the guy from Striptease? Hey, Tampa B. You remember the guy from the movie Striptease that had the Vaseline all over him in his boots and everything else? That's what you're going to look like.
Oh Lordy, this is I could see using this every day. I think this is an everyday. This is not just for colds. This would help with allergies. This would help when you get out of the shower.
Right?
This would
Falling
help
arches,
when you have a headache.
jock itch, all that. Ingrown toenails.
This is a cure-all.
Yeah, ingrown
This is a
toenails.
cure-all. Oh my God, I've never been so excited to breathe.
Nice.
Oh, it feels so right. And
Yeah, we got to
I
get
don't
you out
know.
more.
I don't know, but there's something happening here. There's a bit of a tingle. I kind of want to put it in another. Can you put it on your boobs?
Yeah, no, that's actually one of the places that they recommend that you put that is on your rack. Um, like the throat thing, I never read that anywhere, but the rack is yeah, yeah, see, booyah. Armine says, nope, she's one of us.
Um, it's
Oh,
it's I really like this stuff. I really like it a lot.
we've already
Not the
turned your
nips.
daughter, Chuck. What's that?
We've come for
She's
your
uh,
life, Chuck.
she's with us now, Chuck. She's all gone. Yes, see you at the fetish ball.
Joe. I
Yeah,
am going to put a little on the chest. Is that all right?
maybe don't share that with the whole group. I mean, the process of doing it. Knock yourself out, but maybe a little dead air while we're doing it. I don't know. Turn the camera off. Just a thought.
Is that it too much?
No,
No.
that's probably good. Yeah. Maybe avoid the. Yeah,
Ooh,
I
like how
wouldn't
it
go. I
feels.
wouldn't go onto the
It's so
nips.
glidey. It's a
Leave the nips
beautiful
alone.
glide. It's got a
It is
great slip
beautiful.
and slide feel.
It is beautiful. Shower tablets. This is new to me. I don't know the. You should try the Vicks humidifier. Brianna
Let me
Miller
take this
said.
off. I need help. I can't get it off. I can't get it
I
off.
would be
It's all
more
over
than
my.
happy to help you if I were there, but since I'm over here, you're your host. You're just gonna have to leave that on there. You know what, Quibble? You really do need meeting my assistance. This is an issue. This is an issue.
Oh man, this is. I love this stuff. I like how I'm breathing.
Yes,
It's
Noble
opened up my
Savage.
airways.
Yep.
It
So
actually makes
glidey.
me feel brighter about my future in a weird
Yeah.
way.
No,
My
it's
God.
an unusual look too. People are going to take screenshots of this and they are going to accuse you of everything under the sun.
That's okay.
No, it's
You wouldn't
great.
believe the private messages I get.
Oh,
My
I would.
God.
I would. Yeah, keep it away from animals, please. It's
What do you
not
mean?
good. Don't let your cats or dogs get near it. That's what I mean. Don't leave it around.
Well, I mean, can I still sleep
Lisa,
with Gert?
but I would make sure that she isn't licking any of that. I use Vicks every night. Throat and chest is good, just no nips. And wash your hands before you pee after putting it on. Good call, always. That goes for our male and female friends. You always want to wash before you touch your junk.
I got it too small of a jar. I got to get in. I got to see if Costco carries this stuff.
First of all, as sad as this is, I know that Costco carries that.
Do they really?
Yeah, but they don't come in a big thing. You get a 4-pack. I bought a 4-pack. Tell you what, when I deliver your stuff, I'll bring out a couple of bottles.
Will you add it to my stuff that I had delivered to your house?
Correct. I currently am not going through it at the rate you are. You're going at it a little harder.
You know what? When I like something, I know what I like, and you got to go hard when you like it. I don't want to just dip my foot. I want to jump in with both feet into the Vicks tub.
Yes, good call. And I think a solid piece of advice from Judy Graff says, don't mix it up with the KY or the Astroglide. That is solid advice.
Honestly, I like the tingle I'm feeling, so I might like it in the coot.
No, you wouldn't. Nope.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. Trust me on this one.
Why did I read that in Tommy's voice?
Slow your roll, Quill. No, here's the deal. I actually have, I know someone who was, for all intents and purposes, the 40-year-old virgin. And he got married. It's a beautiful story, but they had a bachelor party for him. And they didn't do like the strippers and all that crazy stuff, but they gave him a basket of stuff to take home for his wedding night. And it had handcuffs with fuzzy stuff on them and, just silly stuff to kind of get you rolling. And he grabbed that hot and cold stuff that you put on somebody, and then you wait about 25 or 30 seconds and it starts to heat up. Well, he used that as lube. And somehow they're still married because that was the first time they ever did it. But
you don't think the tingle would feel good?
No, the tingle would not feel good. Do you know how many times I have touched my stuff with things that I shouldn't touch it with, including Vicks Vapor Rub, including every kind of pepper you can think of. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
but
not
you like
fun.
hot candle wax on your peen.
Did I ever say I wanted it dripped on my junk? That's
On your peen?
I believe I was talking about my back. Did we not say yesterday? You
Oh,
like, where do you do this? I said I kind of like it
back?
on my
Oh, I thought you
back.
said shaft.
Pretty sure that wasn't where I went with that. Yeah, that's a little different. Ouch,
Okay.
says Joe Virus, and he gets it. Joe Virus gets it.
Joe,
Right?
I
Bad.
thought
No,
we were
bad.
going all in with the fetish festival thing. I just thought we would
You
put
know
some
what?
Vicks on our
It reminds me
peens.
of another movie you haven't seen, but it's the Joe Dirt scene where she comes out with the fork to get the poor dog's frozen, what's off the, no, bad. That's not where you want to go with that. It's the
Well,
wrong idea.
everybody's
You don't
saying
want
no.
that tingle. Yeah, read the instructions, right? I
That's
think
okay.
right
I'll
on
just
there it
keep it
says
here.
keep away from your hoo-ha.
I like it here.
Yep. Yes, poor dude gonna have chemical burn like feeling on his honeymoon. Yes, and the his wife, who ended up having a fairly decent sense of humor about it, I think got the worst end of that. Yeah, no, no, but if you heard that's the bucket list. You heard me scratching candles off that. Yeah, we're good.
I was thinking that too, info dump truck.
Tommy Bird says it's easy to get some words confused. Back, crack, sack, shaft. What's the difference, right? Yeah, well, when you're
Exactly.
dripping hot wax, there's a bit of a difference.
Well, I was wondering if the tingle of this stuff would feel good on your B crack.
I'm gonna go with no. Again, not
I
when
just
you.
am liking this burn. I'm liking the feel.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a fan of the burn, right? I'm not sure if you know this, but we're Scovilles. And we're Scovilles by choice, not by birth. I have put Vicks on in the middle of the night, then had to pee. Vicks is not good in the coot. Trust me, says Lisa Kelson. Now, there you go. That is from the what's mouth.
Rain.
Sometimes you have to learn. You know what, Rain? Words of wisdom, right? In fact, go ahead, rub some of that on Epstein, and then give us a report tomorrow. Keep Vicks away from the nether reasons.
Now you're just being mean.
I think the solid advice in the beginning, keeping it away from the nether reasons, probably a good idea. Probably a good idea.
I'm not going to put any of it on Kellyanne.
Right. Yesterday, no candle wax. Now she's like, hey, do you have anything that burns or tingles a little more? Is there not a extra strength in this stuff? First rule of Vicks: never touch your privates with Vicks. Yeah. But trust me, you don't want to do it. I could go get my jar. We could be doing this together. I'm not joking. I keep this stuff handy. You don't have these kind of discussions when you're in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kellyanne is my personal friend. She's my personal rechargeable friend. I named her Kellyanne. I don't know why. It's just that's what came to mind.
She was the replacement for,
I've never used Epstein by myself. I told you that. That's why that's his name. He's too powerful.
Yeah.
He's got too much. So I use Kellyanne. And she's been wonderful since the day I met her.
Yes. I believe you. Do not use it near the coot. Wash those hands well out.
Okay, well, I'm not going to touch my face any more than here. Not good. Here or here so much, but just right here. And then I won't touch my eyeballs or my cooter.
Good. That's probably a good thing. Oh, it's so
I will
funny.
say though, I really like this stuff.
Kristen Melinda says, these were the primary type of conversations I had in my 20s. Wrong. The primary conversations you had in your 20s were about lube and doing fun stuff. We're talking about Vicks Vapor Rub because we're all old people. Now, This perv who's 39 is talking about what she can do with Vicks Vapor Rub to maybe still make it, Doherty. But the rest of us, normal folk, we're actually talking about, fun stuff like Vicks Vapor Rub, and nose hair trimmers, the kind of stuff you talk about in your 50s, not your 20s.
I've never tried this stuff. Excuse me.
Anna Nicole, I think I could come up with a couple of things you haven't tried yet. Yeah, it's not Bengay. That's good. It's a little, I think Vicks Vapor Rub's got more punch than Bengay.
I don't know what Bengay is.
Bengay is, they call it athletic rub. It's something that you put on sore muscles to get them to loosen up. But it's the exact same concept of what you're doing right now. Believe it or not, it's capsaicin, right? It's a small amount of capsaicin in a cream, and that capsaicin makes your skin burn, and that's what gives you the relief. That's the idea. That's the idea.
Can you overdose on this stuff?
Yeah, I think in theory you can overdose on everything. Yeah. No cooter or scooter, says Joanne. So keep that away from the scoot.
Where you do the scoots?
Where you do the scoots. Yeah, that is too funny. Oh, that's rich.
Tommy, are you gonna talk about the title, or were we just here to?
I don't even remember what it is. We got onto this. Look, you started down the Vicks Vapor Rub rabbit hole, and what were we talking about?
We were talking about something on the phone earlier.
Right.
And I said, we should talk about that. We should go to lunch and talk about that. Well, we can't go to lunch, but we can meet here.
Oh, we were talking about infidelity. We were talking about people who cheat and the effects that it has on the people who are cheated on, and to some degree what effect it has on the people who cheat. I think that's what the discussion was about. Yeah.
Tommy Bird.
Infidelity, vapor rub, whatever. No, welcome to the Related Boat.
Yeah.
Before we leave, it'll be something really silly.
Oh yeah, it'll get real silly. It always gets silly.
Johnny Scoville did this. He was trying to get toothpaste, and he brushed his teeth with Bengay. Exact same thing happened. He's still not happy about it. Cheating is lying, and lying destroys relationships. It's a great comment.
That is good, Kestrel. Well, we don't have to get heavy about this, but
it's only infidelity if your partner isn't cool with your Vapo Rub relationship.
That too, Kristen Melinda. No blonde hair, not at all. This is just about, we were talking about it, and we were just talking about, the effects of it, and Tommy's been cheated on.
And
we were talking about that. We were talking about his past.
Yes. I have come down on both sides of that equation for a very long time. I couldn't pull fidelity off.
I like that, Joel Sachs.
It is a choice, not a mistake. Yeah, fidelity is a choice. It's a choice that you make every day when you're with somebody. I make no excuses. I promise it's not what I'm doing. But after a lot of counseling, I came to realize that for me, it was just another drug. It was just another something that made me feel all right in my own skin for a short period of time, and it was awful. It sucked being on both sides of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think everybody's probably experienced both sides of it. Most people have. Brian, that's sad.
Yeah, that is sad. And I'm guessing it was a while ago because you seem fairly philosophic about it. And
I think it was.
That's hard. Oh my gosh. I walked in on my best friend and my kid's father. Oh, wow, that's tough.
That's terrible, yes. Shelly.
That's really awful.
But Shelly is married to a really good guy, and I'm happy for her.
Yeah. Yep. And a lot of people are saying, you know what? It's only cheating if the partners are not aware of what's happening. I agree. And there are people who can make that work. I'm not one of them. How would you define cheating? I think cheating is when you're sexually involved or romantically involved with someone other than your mate, and they don't know about it.
Though,
How would you define it, Anna Nicole?
I would define it that way, but I think as a woman, well, actually, I don't want to say that. I don't want to speak for that, Tommy, because you've said before you would rather have your mate do a quick one night type of deal physically than start up an emotional
A
relationship.
6-month emotional relationship?
Yeah, but even not that. Let's just say your person got a new job, and in the first 3 weeks of that job, the dude and her are really getting close. I don't care if it's 6 months or a week. I don't care if it's in line at a checkout. I really have a problem with men or women who are like, "Hey, it's not cool." Better, I don't want to. I know what's about to happen.
Holy hell.
It's happening in real time, Tommy. Real time, man. On that note, I'm out of here. Yeah, emotional.
That is the funniest. Good God. And I know Kathy right now is going like this. Is a short. Holy hell, there's a short. Yeah, there's one, Anna Nicole.
She's good with those shorts, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me back that up and say what my friend was trying to say here is that love is blind. No, for real. I'm
love
sorry.
that movie.
I'm sorry.
Love is blind. That's what I was trying to say.
That is what she was trying to say. The faithful honestly is a choice. You're going to, over the course of the time that you're married, there are going to be people who proposition you. There are going to be people who make it really obvious that if you want them, they're going to make it easy. And you've got to be, you have to be 100% committed to the person that you're with. And if you're not, then move on. But don't cheat on them, right? You're better off to just go, you know what? I don't want to be that person. This isn't flipping the switch anymore. And I don't want to be the person that's a cheater. But to sit and lie to your mate is pretty foul.
Yeah, that's the part I've never understood is why don't you just move on? And I get that it's not that easy to just move on, but it also is. It's also that easy to just cheat. It's not cool. Don't do it either way. Like if you don't love the person anymore and you fall in love with somebody new, don't you think it's fair to just go, even if you have to get divorced?
Yeah, no, 100%. You know what? I saw a good comment here too.
What was it?
Chili Sauce Critic says, I agree. Anything you would not do if your mate was looking over your shoulder is cheating. There's a pretty good definition for it, right? If you would be really uncomfortable if your person walked in on what you're doing right now, then you probably shouldn't be doing it.
There you go.
Unless your person's Anna Nicole, because think of all the things she won't do in a house with a guy, right? There's all kinds of stuff you would have to do. Anyway. But normally, anything you couldn't see over someone's shoulder.
Yeah, it's more just I don't like when people overly flirt, or especially if your mate is sensitive about it. It's one thing if they don't care.
Right.
But I really don't like that when I see people really heavily flirt with other people, and that can be hurtful. Flirting is also cheating's ugly cousin.
There's a good one. There's another, you know what? We need a whole list of things that Reese has said that should be on t-shirts. Like the, what was the nasty cologne? Or the desperation is a filthy cologne.
Desperation is a stinky cologne.
Is a stinky cologne. I like that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, here's the thing. As far as flirting goes, right? Do you know the comments we're gonna get from people who say, "Hey, wait.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait. Don't you guys kind of flirt?"
You guys are borderline kind of flirty, aren't you?
No,
that's just our personalities.
Yeah, we have flirted.
There's a difference.
In the past. We don't flirt now. We have flirt. No, truthfully, what it comes down to is
that stopped months ago.
So that was weeks ago. I'm partying now. all parties involved have actually discussed this, and then this is a funny thing that our friends do here, but it takes two people to make it work. No doubt, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but
It
they
really
like
does.
it when we flirt.
I know. And I was saying, you it's not like you haven't run this by all parties involved. I mean, our
Yeah, it's not
flirting-
like Jeff doesn't know. Guys,
we're
I'm on
we're not in a
YouTube.
closet doing this.
No.
We're
Um,
kind of friendly in the open.
we're friendly right out in the open. We're not
Flirting is
hiding in those
cheating's
bushes.
ugly cousin. That really is good.
I don't know who, Kestrel, that I agree with that because it becomes hard. I don't give up on relationships if they become hard.
Yeah.
We're here for your daughter, Chuck.
We've come for your daughter, Chuck. Aw.
What?
Nothing. I'm reading stuff.
And your
Yeah,
little
you both-
boyfriend too.
You both have flirtatious personalities, and especially together, but you two don't actually flirt with each other. Yeah, really. Thank you.
We beat
Kestrel.
around
Kestrel gets it.
We beat around the bush.
Kestrel gets it.
Tommy and I don't actually flirt.
Wow. That's
We skirt around the flirt.
there you go. It's flirt skirting.
We're skirt
Quoting
flirting.
on that. And you can quote that sounds like something a Scientologist would say. That sounds like a friggin' Scientology phrase, doesn't it? Like they busted Reese for this when they were had her holding the cans. Have you been?
No,
have
but you
been
know what?
flirt
A
skirting
sign.
quibble. Have you?
Do you flirt
Tell the
skirt
truth. Do
when
you?
you're out
Do you
there in the
flirt
world?
skirt? Do you do it with that Tommy guy?
The
do?
crim, not the crim,
Tommy the Crim.
the flirt skirt and boogie.
No,
Guys,
no.
there is a Scientology term though that they would say it's an acceptable truth. I'm not
Yes.
flirting. It's just an acceptable truth.
Correct.
Cheaters are insecure. See, we're not insecure. We're very secure in our flirt skirt.
That's right. That's why we can flirt the skirt. Yeah, I'm telling you, that sounds.
Hey,
like something
Rena.
else.
I love Rena.
Hey, Rena.
Better call
good to
Daddy. I
see
love
you.
her. Yeah, you are more. I like this too. Where'd it go? Dangerous Journeyman. Humor flirty than sex flirty.
Yeah, totally different. And the one
I'm
right
not
below
even Tommy's type, guys.
that, right.
Everybody knows he has a girlfriend in the other room right now. She's a Playboy bunny.
True
He met her
story.
at the mansion, in the little,
Never been to the mansion. Stop telling.
what was
people
it
that.
called?
The grotto. And I haven't.
The
been.
grotto, also
haven't
known
been.
as Tit Soup. That's where he picked her up.
That
Where
is,
he picked her up, in the Tit Soup.
Yes,
You guys play flirt. See,
we do, and that's kind of the point I was getting at. Is that this is fun, but we wouldn't flirt skirt really. Comedic flirting skirt.
He's
Comedic
dating my
skirting with
dentist.
flirting.
Will I
What's
see you
that?
there tomorrow? I'm going to get my teeth done.
Oh, is tomorrow Wednesday?
Uh-huh.
We're having lunch tomorrow, actually. Me and McGee. Me and Bobby McGee. I'm kidding. Stop.
Miggy. Uh-oh, I just touched my Vicks. Yeah, it's a game. It's not serious, guys. It's not serious. It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Abigail. Right.
Way too young.
That grotto was filled with so much syphilis that they could cut the water into blocks. That grotto? Yes, that's the grotto of which we speak.
Geoplanet Jane, keep it to yourself.
Oh, that's
She
funny.
can seriously confirm. That's
Seriously
serious.
confirm it. Yeah, she's swapping up the years for the whole Crimmy thing.
I agree with that, Kestrel. That's to the bone.
Yes, the friendship is absolutely serious. Lisa Kelson thought that Jennifer Aniston was in the next room again because of Anna Nicole. That's another one that she started.
He also boned Portia de Rossi before she got degenerist.
Yeah, caught her before the degenerate thing. That is,
Mm-hmm.
yes. It's not like Tommy is actually sending watch pictures.
He
Thank you.
boned Rebecca Romaine Stamos before she got Stamos.
before she was Stamos. And
Yep.
never after the fact. I'm a gentleman. Nothing to see here. Keep it moving. JD gets it.
I remember that.
JD gets it.
I remember before she got Stamos, you were getting down.
The original Lexa. Good to see you.
I gotta ask a question to somebody. Hold on. Do these come with the?
Yeah. How did I know she was ordering something? You could. Unbelievable. You're buying shoes, Anna Nicole. When the
I'm
friendship
not.
is strong,
Thank you.
jewelry. When the friendship is strong,
I don't have
the
any money for that,
foot
dude.
Skirting flies. Kelly, I think that there's some truth to that. You know what? Ellen, for whatever reason, did not miss a Diddy party for, long.
Are you
periods of
serious?
time. Yeah, they said that she literally never missed a party. That for whatever reason, they're really, really close friends. And
Love you,
she really
Rena.
likes being at those parties. I don't know what to tell you. But
Did she go to the Epstein Island too?
I don't know. That I can't. I cannot talk to. But there was a time where she wasn't even. She didn't even deny that she didn't miss those parties. Now she's probably trying to backpedal as fast as possible.
I like that stuff. It's pretty good.
Stuff. Yeah, you sound like you're really digging on it. There, Quibble.
It's not bad.
It's nice. I'll have a little myself. Tasty.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay, blonde hair says she did. It's a sore throat spray.
Yes.
Sarah. Oh my God, Kristen Melinda. No, I was reading Chris. Did I look like I froze?
Yeah.
That's a good question, Zelda.
Yeah, you thought she was pulling a whippet?
What's a whippet?
That's when you take. I'm not trying to get anyone to do this. You can take a product out there that has as a propellant nitrous oxide in it, and if you just puff the gas off it, you get kind of that. It kind of looked like that's what you were doing.
Bye, JD. Tommy, answer the damn question, man.
Sorry, Tommy. What made you feel worse? I didn't realize that. I was looking over to the right. Be nice, okay. Quibble. Be nice.
Why don't you try being here with us instead of?
What made you feel?
You know
worse?
what a Scientologist would say?
Then she takes it down. What was the question, Quibble?
You know what a Scientologist would say? Come to present time, Tommy. Come into PT, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I have the equipment to do that anymore, Quibble. Here we go.
I'm high on Vicks, and I'm more with it.
Probably. What made you feel worse, cheating or being cheated on? And what did you learn from it? All right, you know what? There's some fascinating things that came off of both of them. In one situation, I knew that I was being cheated on, right? I knew that my wife had been cheating on me. I pretty much knew exactly who it was with. And I complained about it to friends inside pretty much every chance I got. And when I got out, I found that for the first 6 months or so that I had been locked up, she was still allowing me to pay all the bills, right? So it was still getting pulled off of credit cards or whatever, but all in my name. And I was paying her phone bill. And while I did, once every 2 weeks or once a month, anything in there would just dump to our Dropbox. So when I got out, I was looking for the Dropbox, honestly, for a resume. I was looking for my public speaking resume. And I went in there and I was like, oh my God, there's pictures of me and my ex having sex, and for about the first 6 pictures, I really did think it was me. And then I realized that wasn't me. That was somebody else.
Did he look like you?
Well, yeah. No, he did look like me until I saw a shot where there should have been a tattoo and there wasn't one. And I'm a little bit bigger, but in pictures, it's kind of hard to see. You know what I'm saying?
I bet you are, Scoville. Good for you.
Well, probably, I don't know about that. Most of the pictures, he was not in a, anyway, but yeah, it sucked. But the crazy thing is I had been telling people she was banging this dude for my entire prison sentence. So finding this picture wasn't a shock, right? And I was absolutely done with her. This is not a person I wanted back into my in my life. So why did finding the pictures bum me out? And then you sit and you start saying, do I like her? Is there something, do I still like this person? And what I realized is that you hurt people, even if the people don't care about you, right? Because it damages my self-esteem was damaged. Like when I saw the pictures, I was like, holy shit. And they had timestamps on them. So I was like, oh God, she lasted 21 days. You know what I mean? By 21 days of me being incarcerated, she was in another dude's bed. That took a while to get over, right? Even though I had already gotten over her. I'd already gotten over being cheated on. I had already gotten over all of it. But then when it was in your face, it started a whole process of having to journal and go through it all again. But to be honest, it hurt way more to cheat on people, not while you're doing it, but when you stop and when you sober up or whatever it is, because you got to be effed up on something to cheat all the time or to go out and do one night stands all the time. There's got to be something wrong with you. When you get that figured out and you go, oh my God, and you start thinking of all of the people that you did exactly like that Dropbox did me. And you start going, you know what? I'm really not a very good person. It's one of those things that can take the wind out of your sails. If I were given a choice, I'd rather be cheated on.
Would you really?
I really would. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can walk away with indignation. I don't have to feel like I'm a scumbag.
I could see being well, first of all, Miss Sunrise Dawn, thank you so much, babe. I love you. I could see cheating on you, Tommy, because you were in prison.
Right.
Not saying that's okay. I'm saying I don't know how people cheat because it seems like it would be difficult to do that.
How about 21 days? For all she knew I was getting out. She didn't, honestly, we're not even through with the whole arraignment process at that point, at 21 days. And again, see this is years ago, but every time I start going near it, it's still like ripping off a Band-Aid. And it's not because of who it is. It's because of me. It was a shot to me, right? It was damage to my ego about how I felt about myself, about all of that. I mean, this dude was a drug dealer. He was a drug dealer. He was a piece of shit. I mean, in all honesty, this wasn't a good dude.
And then I have a question about that. Again, I've not cheated because I would think it's hard to do. How do you say where you are? Like, how do you make up? I guess. I mean, it just seems like a hard thing to do. If you're dating somebody and you don't live together, maybe that would be easier. But being married to somebody, that's tough to be like, oh, I'll be back. I got to run to the hardware store. Like, what are you doing? I don't know.
I think
that seems hard. But the other thing that seems even harder, Tommy, would you have forgiven her?
Yeah, probably. I mean, honestly, it depends. If when there was a chance for a confrontation, she sat down and the two of us talked, and she said something along the lines of, you got locked up and it was the end of my life. I didn't know what to do. I was seriously thinking of killing myself. And a guy walked in with a bag of dope. Right? The next door neighbor said you wanted to get high. And one
is that what she said?
No, nothing even remotely like that. It was F you is what I got, because she doesn't want to take any responsibility for anything. So somehow it's my fault. Right?
So no accountability. That's
None.
Cool. That's None. Even better. Yeah. That's
you know how it happens. I think a lot, Quibble. A lot of times,
man.
Yeah, character. But a lot of times, it's a dentist banging a girl in his office, or it's someone at work who's doing a girl in the office, and the both of them are going to Pound Town at lunch. So it's not someone who's disappearing all the time. She's going back in for more. Pump the brakes.
I feel like it wore
larger
off.
pedal to the left. Sorry.
It wore off.
Spoken like a true fiend. Look at her.
Well, I'm with the perfect person. For God's sakes, you're going to monitor.
Yeah, I got you.
He's not going to let me become too much of an addict. Really, Tommy? Man, I didn't expect that answer. I think men tend to be more forgiving. I would say, get the F away from me and don't ever touch me again. I mean, how? And that's the other thing. Do cheaters cheat again?
I don't know the answer to that. You know what I mean? Like when I cheated, I was on dope that entire time. So I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what the average cheater is. I was pretty messed up. So this was something that I did. Again, it had nothing to do with the girl. It had nothing to do with sex. It was It was fulfilling something way darker that I needed, which is really kind of sick. But that's where I was at that point in my life.
And I
You
don't
follow me?
believe that. Yes, I do follow you. And I don't believe I'm using you as an example because you've cheated quite a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody
I
but
don't
one person.
I don't think Tommy is an example of yes, he'll do it again because he's done it. Tommy was on drugs, correct? Every time you cheated.
Correct. And I didn't
Yeah.
cheat on the last one in spite of the fact that I was on drugs. Like I had honestly gotten to the point where I was like, I had addressed so much of that while I was in prison. Like I was working with shrinks a lot. And if you're willing to talk to them, there are people that are willing to work with you on everything because most people won't talk to them. So they sit around on their hands. I wanted to know what the hell was wrong with me. So I spent a lot of time asking questions and working on finding out why I did the things that I did. And that made it a whole lot different. And I also then developed a relationship with my daughter. And when you have uh, when you have a girl in your life, it's different. It really is. It starts to make you think about things in a different way.
That's very true. You make a very good point about that too, which I love that about you, by the way, because I don't think all men would say what you just said. I don't. I don't even think they'd take that into consideration, to be honest. But wow, I didn't know that. I I don't know. All of this is very foreign to me, and I just think so. If things had gone different, would you would have forgiven her?
What I know I can't answer that question. What I would say to you is um, there are circumstances that I could have. Absolutely. There are circumstances. There have been times in the past where I was cheated on and stayed with the person for probably 4 more years after that. It is something that the physical part of it, it was, if it was a one night stand, you know what I mean? Like, but hey, you and I are partners and we're sharing our life together and she's oversharing her life with another partner, that part would kill me. And I'm just
That's a
different
good
that way.
point, by
I
the way,
guess
what
I'm
Kristen
different that
Molina
way.
just said.
Yeah, sometimes cheating. Well, that was what it was with me, right? I mean, for me,
But
it was a symptom of a much larger problem.
but you really, if somebody said like, if you were, Tommy, you when you were married, you're in love. I know that we've talked.
Uh-huh.
So you were in love with these people.
Yeah.
You would be willing to accept one of them saying, I mean, we can't go back, right? But this is just
All right.
hypothetical.
Yeah.
You like if they said it was just a one night thing, it meant nothing. You would be willing to like you could compartmentalize and like close that off and still love them and
Yeah,
move
that's a
on.
possibility. That's a possibility.
Ooh,
And
because it
and
does.
here's
Don't you question though? Like what? Why? Like how could you have done that with somebody else? The act of it too is also very hard to think about. Getting
it
naked
is.
with another person that's your person. That's a
Yeah.
private, intimate thing you only do with that person. How do you get over that?
Two things. One is, let's just say hypothetically that you slept with a couple of dozen people in your life, right? Or more. And you can go, you know what? There are probably 40 names I couldn't remember. I would just have to describe where we were when something happened, right? So that person didn't mean a whole lot to me, right? So there, to me, I feel like there are encounters that don't mean a whole lot to people. It is something that I would have entertained the thought of. However, it would have required that somebody was contrite, right?
What
The
does that
first
mean?
time they would have had to feel bad. They would have had to, she would have had to come to me and thrown herself at my feet and said, I effed up huge, right? I can't believe I did this. You know, this is what I did. I
I don't
probably
know.
would have stuck around to hear that
Excuse.
story. But here's what it comes down to. I have been I've been open with the boat about the fact that I don't have a problem with intimacy. I have a problem with this kind of intimacy, right? Um, I really struggle to find people that I can stick around with. For me, it's not as easy as, well, I'll just go grab another one, because more often than not, that just doesn't work. I am I have a very difficult time finding people that I can actually spend time with. Finding someone to sleep with and do that wasn't hard, but finding someone that I could actually have a relationship with and talk to and really feel like I can start to
Laugh
share,
with.
yeah, laugh
Yeah.
with, share your life with, you know.
I'm sorry
So
about that, Candy's life.
it
And hello,
sucks to
Alan.
lose that. hey, Alan Valentine, it sucks to lose that. And you start going, yeah, maybe I would have. I was pretty mother effing sad. you know,
Because
um,
it's so hard for you to find that connection in the first place that you'd be willing to forgive it. I could see that.
it's a possibility. It's a possibility. But it would have required that somebody again was really that I could see how much they were torn up by what they did, and that's not a possibility for this person. Uh, she would have to have a conversation with me and say, here's why I did what I did. And this is a person who spent a lot of time talking to me about commitment and cheating. She was very convinced I would do it, was not very convinced she would. So I don't think she could face me. I think that's really what it came down to. And she ran into me in traffic and literally almost killed herself to make sure that the car wouldn't be next to mine. She can't look at me. And I think it's probably a guilt thing.
I wonder if she was a cheater before.
No, according to her, she was not, and I don't doubt her. I really don't. I think that, the drugs didn't help her. She had farted around with drugs in her life before, but she was doing some pretty hard drugs when she was with me, and she was doing a lot of hard drugs, and that rewires you. I mean, that's another thing too. Like the girl that cheated on me, the girl that stole the money, bore zero resemblance to the girl that I married. Honest to God. I mean, she was so far away from who she was when I met her, as far away as I am now from the dude I used to be. Like she really became something other than what she was.
I was just going to say, by you, Babe's comment there. Do you agree, Tommy, that being on heavy, hardcore drugs like that, I've never done heroin, but can it cause you to be more of a cheater? Like do things like that you wouldn't do
Oh, you
regular?
definitely will do things that you wouldn't do. You definitely will. And for instance, if sleeping with somebody would get you 4 or 5 days of guaranteed not being sick, right? If a person said, I know you're married, but I'll give you 4 days worth of dope. If you sleep with me, you're going to sleep with them, and I've talked about this, but I was married to someone who said to me after a party, you better go back there and do that chick. Right? About a pharmacist that propositioned me. And I got in the car and told her, and she was like, I was talking to that pharmacist. I said, yeah, that woman propositioned me. And she's like, put the brakes on. She's like, are you serious? I said, yeah. She's like, drop me off and go back to that party.
And go sleep with her?
Yeah, I slept with her. I slept with her for about 6 months, on and off.
And your wife told you to?
Yeah, my wife was cool with it because I obviously, I really was not into this. This was not anything even remotely like what I am into. She wasn't blonde. She was nothing and we didn't have it. I drove over there, did what I did, and took off. But I would go to the pharmacy with a 1-gallon Ziploc bag and just walk around and dump entire bottles of pills into it. Like it was, if you're a pill addict, it's like it's one of those things that you have dreams about that never happens. But I used to get.
I've never had sex like that with somebody. I've never done that where it's like Jennifer Folsom just said, it's transactional.
Transactional sex, yeah.
Never done that.
I'm glad to hear that.
No, I don't think I could. I get very emotionally attached when I have sex.
You're supposed to. That's, I think, what's supposed to happen. And these days, I'm that person.
Kristen Melinda says the concept of sex addiction. And then I was looking at Joe. He said, it's very real. It's destroyed lives and families. Would you say that you were a sex addict?
God, yeah. Absolutely. I was a cheater.
And that's because of the drugs?
My situation was different, right? I have peeled that onion. I've spent a lot of time in counseling. And what it came down to is I thought I was a really bad person from a very young age. I thought there was something really wrong with me from a very young age. And if I could meet a girl and talk that girl basically into, or making that girl like me enough that I could sleep with her that night, in the beginning, for 2 or 3 weeks, I would walk around like, oh, I felt great. I felt good about who I was, that kind of stuff. And
I agree with blonde hair here too, but I'm not a man. I don't know.
Well, it's a mechanical thing. What it really comes down to is it's a mechanical thing. I'm not trying to be rude or anything else, but if there are certain things that if you do to a guy's junk, it's going to get erect, even if he's not fond of the process. it's going to get erect. And you also spend a lot of time thinking about that pharmacy, right? This was not an attractive woman, and she wasn't particularly kind either, right? I could get over the kind thing. She, you say, well, she had a great personality. This woman didn't. Sex addiction is real. I had absolutely something. I had something akin to sex addiction. I needed validation, and that was a kind that worked, but it shrunk and shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. Yeah, until
And I guess I would say I used guys for validation for sure, especially when I was coming off of meth. I think that had a lot to do with the loss of my dad, things like that. I was just in a bad place, but I didn't do it the way you're describing it. Like, just like wasn't attracted to him. It meant nothing. I was just screwing different people. No, I attached to each one. Even if I didn't know their last name, I was pretending like this person really cares about me, really loves me. I had to feel that way in order to feel something. And I felt like sex was a good, very personal, very intimate way of validating myself. But then it would break my heart more because I'd never hear from them again. Or,
right.
Yeah, I would think I was doing it hoping to find somebody that was like, I'm so in love with you. And it just never happened. Sex addiction is not in the.
Yeah. No, it isn't in the DSM. But the behavior it can fall under 100 other categories, right? There's a ton of different diagnoses where unbelievable promiscuity is one of the symptoms, right? There's a bunch of different mental illnesses that cause that. So, but I think, there are a lot of people that diagnose it. There are 12-step programs for it. I think the DSM hasn't caught up. I think that most doctors, it's fairly accepted at this point that sex addiction is a real thing. Lisa E says, so the drugs obliterate any resistance? No, that's not it at all. What it does is if you don't have great moral fiber, it's going to make it a little bit less, right? If you're a really solid, great human being, the drug probably isn't going to turn you into a philandering man whore, right? But I wasn't a very good person. And I had been continually doing, stupid things and pushing myself further and further. And that was just, one of the parts.
I agree on the love addiction. That's probably more what I was leaning toward. I was having sex with different people, hoping to find something. Geoplanet Jane, no way, girl. My sister did. She started doing heroin though. I smoked it on a piece of foil at first, and then I started snorting it.
Or snorting it.
I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if she was smoking crack. My sister would smoke it in a glass pipe.
You can do either in a glass pipe.
I never did that.
I've shot a bunch of it. It's a heavy drug, and it almost always that's a drug that causes people to cheat. It really does. It causes people to have sex. Yeah, it causes people to have sex. It's a sex drug.
I did not have sex on it. Never that I know of. Like I say, I mean, I was 16 when I started doing it. And my sister was sleeping with tons of different men to get the drugs for us. But I always wondered when I would be high on it for like 3 weeks and then I would crash and black out. I always wondered if I was always blacked out, crashed in drug houses with tons of different dudes. Yeah. I always wondered if someone had a creepy, what do you call that when you want to sleep with a dead body?
Necrophilia.
That's what that would be like.
You know what? There are people that do it, right? We know about that. It's come out a lot. There's a lot of people that do it. It's pretty damn sick.
Yeah, Izzy, Dizzy Bang Bang, cute name, for sure. And Emma knows I have chased sex for validation, and in the long run, ended up feeling completely invalidated. Absolutely, and Emma knows I had my own apartment in Kansas City. I came here to get off the drugs, and I was sleeping with. There's a lot of different guys coming into my apartment, and I was always hopeful, like the love part of it. I felt the chemical of like when a man would be on top of me or I on top of him or however it would go. It was like I would get that rush of emotion. Like, I hope he stays. I hope he sticks around. I hope this one, and it never happened. But it wasn't like Tommy. Tommy, yours seems the opposite. No, you did the same thing, but you would like sleep with people and leave
instantly. But when I didn't feel like I had to get out of there, when I felt like I could stick around, I was probably going to end up married to that person. Right. But I was always looking for that. I really did always want to finish and be like, oh, yeah, and roll over and sort of pull her onto my chest and cuddle and watch television. That just wasn't in the cards. I can't describe the feeling, right? I can't. But the second I was done, I would, you talk about being uncomfortable in your own skin. It was like, I got to get out of here. So I had
But were
crazy
you
goals.
hopeful? Were you hopeful that like it was going to
Uh-huh.
turn into something?
I was hoping that I was going to be comfortable, that I was going to get done and not feel like
That this one was going to change you.
now I'm praying for the end of time, right? Like I'm running out the door and down the street as fast as I can. Couldn't do it at my own home. Right? Didn't
Kestrel,
want
you
anybody
make a good
knowing where I
point.
lived. Yes, they are. They're not kinky in it, and the R word is about power and control. It's not about sex, right?
I hope that didn't happen to me. I wouldn't know. I don't know, but I hope that didn't happen to me. I never slept with anybody when I was doing meth. I will tell you, a lot of the guys that would come in and out of our apartment, and then when we would go to meth houses to get the drugs, being 16, there were a lot of guys that were like, "Hey, girl," and
Yeah,
it freaked
creepy.
me out. Yeah.
Here's the good news, and I mean, it's
Thanks,
not
Kristen Melinda.
very often people who do that kind of foul crap. Uh, it's not one of those situations 9 out of 10 times where you would wake up and go, I wonder if something happened. It's not usually the way it works. When a person is not conscious and engaged, they tend to get hurt badly. Your body has to kind of be involved in that. If a guy just starts, it's it always causes problems. You would have known, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
It's not.
really?
Yeah, you would have known. 9 out of 10 times, the person ends up going to a doctor. It's a very violent friggin' thing. It's not a good thing. It's awful.
Um, for me, I blacked out when I was doing drugs for that long. Um, I don't I don't know
It
that I
depends on the drug.
yeah.
There are drugs you can get somebody on their feet, walk around and talk to them. They can be engaged for the evening and still black out the night. Um, and there are drugs that if there's a fine line that you walk where that can happen, put one drink on it, now you're gonna just it's dead weight. Like this person, you're literally gonna have to carry him around because to get somebody to that blackout phase, you've got them this close to going unconscious, right? It's not the two don't they line up side by side. That's why people usually go, I felt way too loaded off one drink. You know what I mean? There's the you're not instantly unconscious. There's that period of time where you kind of feel like you know what's going on, and then until you don't. It's
That's
awful.
horrible, Rogue Edgy. I'm so sorry.
I'm really sorry to hear that too. It's like having it done to you twice, really. I never found anything funny about people who drugged people. People would say, "Oh, I put something in there." I'll kill a person for that. I'm not joking. Even if it's a drug I like. You decide you're going to do something to my brain without permission. It's the R word of my mind, right?
So
Go ahead.
because the only drug I've done besides meth is pot. I've never done
Right.
anything else. But meth was the drug I did for 2 years. Are you saying it's a sexual drug?
That
It
meth
has to
is?
have a different yeah, it has to have
Yeah,
a different effect on other people.
meth goes directly to a person's junk. I've seen
It never happened to
seen
me.
people
I did
bang
not
it.
feel that way at all.
That's a very unusual thing. And
But it's like
do
my
I have
mom
any
when she
meth
used to
people
smoke
in the
pot. Well, my mom would smoke pot and she'd like start cleaning and freaking out and like she was on meth. But like me, I smoke it and all I can think of is the Pizza Hut phone number.
I was
So
pretty fond of the Pizza Hut phone number too.
648-8888. I would dial it every time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is maybe it had a different effect. Can't be
9 out of 10
sexual
people
for
will call it a
everybody.
sexual drug. 9 out of 10 people will call it a sexual
Mm.
drug. It goes. I mean, one of the reasons that I quit banging it, one of the reasons that I didn't put it into my arm is because when I did, I couldn't do anything else until I took care of that. And that's fun, for a while. And then, it ends up being one of those arduous kind of things. Kirsten Melinda has a great comment. Have you ever considered being evaluated for ADHD? That sounds like a paradoxical effect. Again, believe this or not, if you've
I asked my
watched enough
therapist and
people,
he said no.
no, if you watch enough people shoot dope, you will watch a woman reach climax from simply injecting it. And I've seen that happen 7 or 8 times in my life. It's a real thing. It goes directly to your junk. If there's anybody here that is that was your drug of choice, back me up on this. It is a drug people use to stay up for days on end doing it.
Having
Pretty
sex?
Yeah. It is a sex drug. Rachel says, I've seen it happen. Avena Sativa says, I fall asleep on Adderall. I know people that do. A Valium will make you bounce all over the place, though.
Adderall makes me absolutely like it does meth. Adderall is like, I just go 100 miles an hour.
Judy's fun. This is funny. I'm running behind. I took my gummy, and you two are hilarious. Love you two. And Retired Red knows what I'm talking about.
Tommy, I think we should take gummies and then do a live.
I'll do that. I take gummies every night.
True. It's not going to do anything to you.
Well, I would giggle with you because I go to sleep as soon as I take it. If I fight it to stay awake, I'll get stupid. There'll definitely be a few laughs.
That would be fun. Yeah, my therapist said I do not have that.
She can focus when she needs to. Tampa B-Man says, never made me want it either. Boy, it did me. Alan Valentine says, I'll back you up, brother. I know it. It is absolutely.
Could it be different for women?
Kristen will confirm it. I make her ride in the backseat. He doesn't drive. I get it, Kristen. I took away the keys permanently from evil Tommy. Well, his name wasn't Tommy, but same difference. The go-go makes the junk go-go. Adderall is meth. Rachel knows.
I want to do that. I want to get some gummies and take them.
So I'll throw that in the backpack when I'm heading your way. I haven't gone to the mailbox. Do I have more stuff here today, or did you figure this out?
I might have shipped something to you actually by accident.
I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. It's a plan. It's a plan. I know what you're doing.
We're trying to get him here, guys. We're trying to get him here.
Yep.
Maybe it'll work.
I turned into a 12-year-old. I believe that. What's that?
Maybe it'll work. If I ship you enough stuff by accident on Amazon, you'll just show up at my door with it.
I'm already starting to get a little, it's taking up enough room that I'm probably going to have to.
Head to the
I used
Midwest.
to have a friend who would dose herself with GHB. GHB is a heavy drug, man. It really is.
Gummies don't do anything. Gummies are legal in Missouri, Rogue Hedgie. They don't do anything for me. They make me super tired, and that's it. But pot, I haven't smoked pot since I was like 17 or 18. That stuff makes me really giggle. Can you buy pot?
Of course. Anywhere where you can buy gummies, they sell flour, right, which is just pot. Or they sell like the little vapor cartridge things that you smoke just like a vape pen, but it's weed. Judy says, I'm a gummy person. I would advise not, if you don't have to light something on fire and breathe it into your lungs, that's probably a good thing. So if you're a gummy person, that's great.
I kind of want to do it.
Okay. All right. You live in a legal state, right?
I do.
I think you and I would be funny.
I think that would be fun. Okay.
Could that just be a difference between men and women? The only drug that hit me like that was MDMA. Well, you know what's funny? The reason that MDMA hit you like that is because it is a methyl-based drug, right? Methyl dioxymethamphetamine or something like that. Methamphetamine is the second half of that drug. The reason that ecstasy is such the love drug is because they take meth and they tweak it this much, right, to come up with MDMA. It is not really far off. It is a methyl-based drug, right? So, and most methyl-based drugs make people, they're usually very popular in the counterculture, like fetish clubs, you find a lot of people that are into crank. Gay clubs, you find a lot of people that are into crank. It's just in those kind of environments. It's like poppers, amyl nitrate. You're never going to see those any other place, but you go to clubs like that and they're everywhere. It's
I didn't
just
know
one
that
of
about Tennessee.
you can buy Delta products, not THC over 0.03%. Like, Delta 8 or whatever they're calling it. Yeah, that do it on a live together. I think what we would probably have to do is,
Aw,
I think what we would have to do, I want to do gummies and fall in love with Reese. I tell you what,
that's
that's
cute,
my
Rod.
fear. That's my fear right there. Right.
Well, if you haven't done it yet, Tommy, then it's not going to happen.
No, I don't mean the falling in love part. I mean, what if I acted on it? You know what I mean?
No,
I am the perfect gentleman.
you wouldn't.
I probably wouldn't. I really am a gentleman.
He's a gent. He's of the gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody catch that?
Yes, I am. The Lizard Lounge from your time in Dallas. Do you know that the Lizard Lounge was in Dallas and Houston? I used to go to the Lizard Lounge in Houston every time. That's where we went for after hours. That's when everything else closed. You'd roll over to the Lizard Lounge, and you could still do X there legally then. I was tearing that down up, but I promise you, it affects usually men and women the same way. It does tend to make people, and oddly enough, no joke, when it hits prison, the nickname that they have for it, right? In prison, people call it queer juice. I'm not being disrespectful. That is what it is called. And it's called that because the boys tend to start getting real friendly with one another when the stuff hits the unit. Friendships become more friendly.
I don't know what poppers are.
Amyl nitrate. It's kestrel. These days, you can usually find it in a bottle instead of as actual poppers. It's just in a bottle. You take the top off and give it a thing and then recap it. The actual like snap ones, I haven't seen those in a long time, probably a decade. But a decade ago, they were still selling them at adult bookstores.
What are they, Tommy? Like, do you drink it? Do you eat it? What is it?
You sniff it. It's something that people did while doing drugs because it's supposed to relax certain parts of the body and make it easier.
That was in Hannibal with Gary Oldman. Remember he does that? He's like, would you like a popper?
Yes.
And the guy cuts his face off.
Correct.
And feeds it to the dogs.
Yep, that's what it is.
So does it make you crazy? Does it make you not feel pain? Because remember, he's like, now try cutting off your face, and he like gives him a piece of glass, and he just cuts his face off.
You're gonna like head cleaner, verbose. Kind of verbose boss, kind of like head cleaner. They sell it under names like head cleaner. It's also called Rush. There you go, Lori Lee.
But does it take away pain?
No.
Why did they portray it that way?
Because it looked cool. It's like, have you ever seen the movie? There's a movie called Requiem for a Dream. And it's about
heroin, my God, that movie ruined my life.
Every time they shoot dope, they would show the pupils getting larger. And every time you shoot dope, your pupils get smaller. It's just one of those things that movies very rarely talk to junkies before they make movies, right? VT Kitten says, used to get them at the sex shop in Vermont. Everyone had a cracker. You know what? I used to go to Plattsburgh, New York, because we didn't have head shops there yet. Yep.
Have you done poppers?
I have done everything at one time or another. I think I've done it all. Unless it came out in the last 5 or 10 years. Train Spotting is a much more accurate heroin film. Train Spotting is difficult to watch.
Have you done like LSD?
Oh my God, yes.
You have?
Yeah. I've done LSD a couple of 100 times. I toured with the Dead. I was real into acid for a couple of years. I did a lot of acid.
How are you alive?
I did my first hit of acid. I think I was 13. I did it in school. Yeah, Train Spotting's hard to watch, Kestrel. LSD was your first drug. It was my second drug. Requiem is a terrible film. It's not a fun film. And it's not, I don't think it's a well-made film, but I'm viewing it from how realistic it was from the junk standpoint. Like really a good one is Train Spotting. That's a painful movie. It's really realistic. That's a trigger to be sure. That's where I found out what a trigger was.
Wait, Tommy, have you
Yeah.
done crack?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've done tons of crack, but I made it myself. We didn't call it crack, right? We called it freebasing. But I used to freebase close to a zip a day. When I was sending all that coke to Boston, I used to leave one loaded. I'd get up in the morning, roll over, and hit it. But I never got weird. I wasn't one of those guys that stared out the blinds and stuff. I used to go play golf and smoke crack. But yeah, I smoked a lot of crack.
Wait a minute, you played
I'm not
golf
joking,
and
I did.
smoked crack?
I did. I used to bring crack all the time onto the onto the golf course. I would take 2 cigarettes and I would cut the paper and get all the stuff out and just use the papers. And I would wrap the paper around my crack pipe so it looked just like a cigarette, and it would look just like I was lighting, because it's just a straight piece of glass. But yeah, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
I mean,
Tommy,
it was a great way to hide it.
How are
It
you
was a
still
great way to hide
breathing?
it. I mean, I was just did a lot of drugs. You know, I did a lot of drugs. Oh yeah, I used to go to Numbers too in Houston. Boy, oh boy, I used to tear up that town.
What
was,
about L. Ron Hubbard talked about angel dust? Is that the same thing as LSD?
No, that's
Did you do
penicycline.
that?
That's PCP. Once. Yeah, not intentionally. That's something that I did that I did not intend to do, and I was not happy about it. It is a dissociative drug. It's a drug that can F you up so bad you don't know real from not real. And it's it's a very, very dangerous drug, and I didn't like it at all. Ludes were a big one. Did a lot of Quaaludes.
You did mushrooms?
Yeah.
You're
I still
allergic
do.
to mushrooms.
I'm not trying to bum anybody out. I still do mushrooms. That is a drug I will still use. I don't do it the way other people do it. For me, it is very much about, I don't trip and go to rock concerts, but I will do guided stuff for my brain, because I have all of the studies on what psilocybin does for people with my disorder. They're the greatest studies in the world, right? There's nothing more promising.
You didn't tell me this. Are you doing this like every day?
Oh my God, no, I do it once a year.
But you're allergic to mushrooms.
There is psychedelic mushrooms have basically the drug psilocybin acts like the antidote to what mushrooms do. They're the only mushroom I can eat that don't get me where my neck swells and all that. I ate those before I knew I was allergic to mushrooms. What's that?
I was saying hi to Debbie.
Yeah, I never would have done it had it been the other way, but I did it way before I ever did before I ever knew I was allergic to them. That was like the third drug I did. Yeah, I've done mushrooms. I've done all of them. I'm not joking. Unless they just came out. Like, I didn't do the bath salt stuff because that was after I got sober. I didn't do that, but I pretty much did everything else. Yeah.
Well, this is weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. No, ketamine. Yeah, I did a bunch of ketamine. Ketamine's on the rise right now. Huge. I'm astounded at the number of people who are abusing ketamine on a daily basis. I really am. I had people that were people I was working with when I was in the lifeboat who are partying, like really getting busy with it and having problems. It's becoming way more popular again.
This is uncomfortable.
Do you not like me as much?
No, it's not that I don't like you as much. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. I thought when you hear me say I've done every drug on the planet, you thought I was kidding.
Well, I thought you just meant heroin.
Oh no. I tried them all. And then when I got to heroin, I stopped doing everything else. That was the end. When I got to heroin, that was it. Because that is what I had been looking at the entire time. Ketamine is an analog of the drug PCP, but it is a very different. The effects are considerably less profound. I have done DMT.
What is that?
DMT is it is an analog of a stronger drug that is prevalent in South America and used a lot. We have it naturally occurring in the brain, but it makes you it's another dissociative drug. You go on very profound kind of trips where you feel like you're somewhere else for a while, and it's different. It's yeah, it's different. There's a guided ketamine clinic for depression treatment, literally the same office park as my kid's speech therapy office. I'm not surprised. These are popping up all over the place. They really are starting to pop up all over the place. Caffeine, yeah, I abused caffeine. I think everybody has.
Wow.
If you smoke DMT thinking it's pot, you're in for a really bad night. Well, you're only in for about a 10 or 15 minute bad night, but you're in for a while. Ayahuasca is the drug that DMT is a derivative of, and I have done it. And that's probably the strongest dissociative drug on the planet. That's one that will take you so far out of who you are that you really it is a break with reality like few things. It's really yes, I am a well-rounded crim. Thank you.
Wow.
I'm sort of a man of letters in Crimville.
But all of all the drugs, your favorite drug was heroin?
Yes, of all of the drugs, heroin was the one that didn't feel like a drug, right? All of the other ones made me feel wasted, right? I did peyote. I've done peyote a bunch actually. Yeah, I felt like I was always under the influence. I did heroin. I did not feel under the influence of anything. I just felt perfect. Nothing bothered me. I never lost my temper. It was just, I was a different person. But the problem was to give all of that away, right? To give away the stress and all of those things, you have to give up, some of the good. And that meant no more honesty, right? That's a tough one to give up. It meant no more fidelity. It meant cheating on everybody. It meant all of the things that went along with that. So a really bad lifestyle. And I lived the life that you couldn't be very proud of.
Wow. I did not know this about you, Tommy. I don't know that I should have learned it on a live. I didn't know.
Yeah. You know what? It's probably not such a bad thing to do on a live. Honestly,
Well, no, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just I thought you just were just, I just thought you did heroin here and there,
So I smoked a little pot and then went right to heroin.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I smoked a little pot. This is good because Johnny Scoville's writing a book. We'll fill all this in for you. No, we started abusing. I was like 13. I started doing dope, and it started out smoking weed, and then I did acid, then I did mushrooms, and then the pills started when I was probably 15. Had the first really good injury that required pain meds, and from about 15 on, I was on opiates.
Were you addicted to pills?
I started off addicted to pills, and then a pain pill and heroin are the same thing, but it's a lot easier to get heroin on the street than it is to get a pain pill on the street. They do the exact same thing.
They do?
Yeah. If you give somebody a Percocet 30, you're just giving them, it's just like giving them a pill made of heroin. It's no different.
What is mescaline? I remember Owen Wilson talking about it on Tenenbaums.
Yeah, it's another trip drug. It's like they used to call them micro dots. They would put them on paper or on little pieces of sugar. It was very similar to mushrooms or peyote, but it comes from the mezcal plant, and it's a derivative of that. But it'll get you good and wasted. It feels like doing acid. It feels a lot like LSD. Yeah, and every once in a while, like people would bring it in, and in high school, that was always a big deal because acid was worth $6, right? But micro dots weren't. That was only worth about $4. And sounds silly, but people would argue really viciously over that $2. No, I swear to you, this is acid. No, it's not. This is mezcal. It's stupid. But yes,
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Let me ask you something. This is a really strange question, and it may be a dumb question. Could you, like, if you did a drug with your eyes closed, would you know what it was?
You mean if I ingested a drug? Yeah,
I don't
you get
know. Just you've
like
done
I
so
can.
many. Like, would you know? Like, this is heroin. This is coke.
If I snorted anything, I could tell you what it is by the smell of it. I promise. They're so unique, and like meth burns the crap out of your nose, and
Yes, it does.
cocaine most assuredly does not. And coke has a
Oh,
very
really?
there's that heavy chemical smell that you get with coke, because even when it's like pure, it's not pure because it's always made with some petrochemical product. So you're smelling the diesel or the gasoline or
So
whatever's
coke
left over.
doesn't burn when you snort it,
No, not at all. No, it numbs you.
because
It is
meth
a
really
cane
burned my
product,
nose.
but it is a cane product. So if you go lidocaine, novocaine, cocaine, all of them numb you up. So when you snort, your nose, you can't feel it. It goes like gone. Doesn't burn.
So would you know, like, certain
Yes.
drugs?
Yeah, I could. And if I took a pill, I could say to you, this is a benzo, or this is a muscle relaxer, or this is a painkiller. I couldn't say to you, this is a Percocet versus this is a Loratab. Although there are certain drugs like hydromorphone, I can tell you that was a Dilaudid. Dilaudid feels different than every other painkiller, but some are different. You know, some you couldn't, to tell the difference between a Valium and an Ativan would probably be hard. But I can tell you what family of drugs they're in, to be sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did all that.
Well, that was the purpose of the lifeboat. I figured that there were very few people out there that had a handle on drugs the way that I did. I had bought them, sold them, smuggled them,
Have you made
manufactured
them?
them.
Have you
Yeah,
made drugs?
absolutely. Yeah, I've manufactured them. We made ecstasy. That was one of the first things I ever got in trouble for. It's in the
Have you
book.
ever cooked meth?
I have been with people that have cooked meth. I'm not a meth cook. I have no desire to ever be a meth cook, but I bankrolled a dude. Um, Guy, I got out of prison, and a guy saw me and he was like, I need a little money. I'm just trying to blow off a batch. He wasn't the most reliable cat. So I was not going to let him out of my sight until I got my money back. And that meant going into the woods with these idiots while they blew off a batch. And it talked me out of doing it ever again. I promise. That was the end of it, man. Yeah, I watched them make it and went,
Speaking
nope.
of,
Hey,
Spanky, love you,
there's the
Spanks.
boy. Yes, I
Love
have
you every
smoked opium.
day.
Yes, I have smoked opium. I have taken prescription Xanax for 12 years, haven't formed a habit, and use as needed. I am so interested to hear about Xanax users that get addicted and how it happens. So that's incredible. You've been taking Xanax for 12 years, so you don't take them every day. If you're not, I mean, if you took them every day, I promise you'll get dependent on them, right? If you take benzos every day for 2 months, you'll be dependent on them. Doesn't mean that you can't get off of them, but if you take them every day, they are a drug that builds up physical dependence. It is what it is. But if you're taking them every once in a while, yeah, you're just not an addict. You don't have that proclivity, right? It's not going to turn on you the way it does on an addict. Odd, right?
Which you said I wasn't an addict, right?
You were not. No, I did. The way you describe walking away from it, that's not normally the response most people have. Normally, you're pulling them away and they're gripping on with their fingers for everything that they can get. When I got busted for bank robbery, I wasn't thinking to myself, holy shit, I'm going to prison for, X long. I'm going to the feds. I was thinking, good God, dude, there's going to be no heroin tomorrow, right? I'm going to get up tomorrow morning in the county jail and there's no way I'm going to get dope. So I'm going to be sick tomorrow morning. Like the rest of the world meant nothing. That bank robbery, everything I was being charged with, tomorrow I'm not going to have heroin. That was more
That's
frightening to me.
crazy. That's an addict. That
Yeah.
makes me think of yeah. That would be the definition of an addict. Hi, Jimena.
Yep.
Proud Franken. That's awesome.
Nice.
Good for you.
Well done. Yeah, that's fantastic. It's that's it's an insidious disease because it will tell you that you don't have a disease, right? And that's rare too, right? Usually when you find out you got cancer, you want to get down to the oncologist and start getting treatments as fast as possible because you want to stick around. But if they say, you're an addict, you go, no, I'm not.
This is true, Abigail.
Risa said that she doesn't watch a lot of YouTube. If Tommy hasn't said it on here, relatable or during their private conversations, Reese isn't going to know it. Well, there's that.
It's true. It's true.
Yep, there is that. 5 years clean this summer. Good for you.
Psych on the rocks. That's awesome.
Yeah, a little bit of weed here and there. That's great. No, I'm not busting anybody's balls for a little bit of weed. Hardly ever think about coke. You know what? You're probably not an addict either, right? Look, you can get out of control. I knew guys that would do drugs with me who were not heroin addicts, but they like coming out every 4 or 5 years and blowing it off. They'll take 2 weeks off and just shoot dope and get strung out and then kick it. And it's just no big deal to them. Like, I never understood that, right? I never understood that. And it never made any sense to me. But
what are your thoughts on Adderall?
Here's the thing on Adderall. I don't think that 90% of the people that get Adderall need Adderall. Sadly, people think it's that friggin' wonder drug from that movie, right? They joke
love
about
Adderall.
that. Good. Of course you do, right? It's everybody who has ever cleaned a house likes Adderall. Adderall.
Oh yeah. Now you're
here's the
speaking my
thing.
language. I love cleaning a house.
I can drive an hour, right? I can drive an hour and buy it over the counter. It's just not something that I would have any desire to do. For me, Adderall will help people be more productive. Will it? Absolutely, it will. But there's a trade-off. Nothing in the drug world comes for free. Nothing. So if you're having your pain treated, it's coming at the expense of something else. And if you're getting a little bit more energy and you're getting a little bit more focus and you're getting a little bit more, well, you're giving up something for that. Trust and believe you are. And more often than not, what you're giving up is a little bit of heart muscle, right? Because it's not good for your heart. And there's some other organs that it's not great for, right? So
I can see that.
It's
I bet it has some bad side effects.
It has some bad side effects. And unfortunately, I think the worst side effect that I've seen is that this is a gateway for a lot of people to go to some heavier shit. And the reason is most of the Adderall that you're getting today is a time released Adderall. That's what they're far more excited about writing prescriptions for the time release than they are the regular, because you can't snort it. They make it a lot harder to snort it or shoot it or whatever. But the problem is that pisses people off, right? They want to get a little high. So they eventually tell their doctor, this isn't working anymore. It happens to everybody. To everybody, right?
I love that, Joel Sachs. That's so true. He is so inspiring. I love Tommy so much.
Thank you, Joel. I appreciate that.
And that's really cute too, Purple Groovy.
It changes up the sentence dramatically. Changes the sentence dramatically. You bring a gun to a bank robbery, you're going to go to prison for 25 years. And you could go in there without one. You can usually get out in about 5. First time around. So I don't think it's a wonder drug by any stretch of the imagination, unless you need it. Then it's a wonder drug.
I love it.
If you have ADHD, that drug is a effing miracle. If you don't, you're going to tell your doctor, Ritalin didn't work anymore. I went to Adderall. Can I get the Dizoxin? Because that's what's going to happen, right? Everybody eventually goes, what's the next stronger one? They're going to say Dizoxin, dextromethamphetamine, the generic. Give me the dextromethamphetamine. Then that's going to work for about 2 years. Same thing. Oh, that's way better. Way better. This is better than Adderall used to be. And then you increase your dose, right? Instead of taking 1 every day, you take 2 every day or 3 every day. And you just keep rolling it, right? Rolling it. And then you say, do they have anything stronger than this? And they say, we do. We have Dizoxin. And you know what Dizoxin is? Meth. Right? The chemical name is methamphetamine. Dizoxin is meth in a pill. And that's usually where people eventually, if you're someone who has the addictive gene, you're gonna end up probably on Dizoxin. But
wow, I've never even heard of that.
Oh man, Dizoxin was a mother. Holy hell. I remember the first time I ate one, I was up for 3 days. I did not go to sleep for 3 days on one pill.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yep. I did a lot of Pound Town, actually. I think that's what happened was the Me and Jennifer Aniston spent about 6 hours. I can't back that up. It was a wife, but yeah,
It was Portia de Rossi.
Yes, it was Portia de Rossi prior to the
Rebecca Romaine Stamos before she got Stamos.
before the Stamos, when she was just Romaine.
I
You know
like
what? Psych on the Rock says, I feel guilty right now for even missing it. I feel weird. You know what? Look, I'd be BSing everybody here. I absolutely, wow, that was almost an accent. I absolutely miss, there are times I miss every drug on the planet. And if you know me long enough, you're going to hear me say it at some point. Boy, there are days I miss heroin. It's not that I miss the drug, but there are days that you can go and just turn off everything bothering you for 8 hours. Well, that's a superpower.
I kind of can't believe you didn't die.
Yeah, I wasn't cut out for it. Right? There were other things I was supposed to do, apparently.
I'm so glad you didn't die, Tommy. But you don't think you'll ever do anything again, do you?
No, I don't. I am. Well, I mean, I do drugs. You know, I have prescriptions for drugs that I take. I think I've got pretty well figured out who I am, and I take some drugs to offset some of the brain chemical depression that I deal with. Some of the anhedonia I set off with a drug that treats mental illness. And then I've got, the slow drip that I do with the buprenorphine, and those two things in conjunction with one another right now seem to be a pretty good mix. I have no desire whatsoever to go down that road again. You know what I mean? This may sound so damn stupid, but it's. I guess it took me a while to realize that I didn't have to be that person. Sounds really stupid, but I honestly didn't realize it was an option. I thought that this was the model I was, and that in order to function, I had to give this model 6 grams of heroin a day. Right, that was it. And there was no other way to get through the day. And if I wanted to have a great day, I had to give it about 8 grams. And it doesn't, it's a terrible way to live, but it was the only way I knew how to live. And I didn't think that there was any other way. So, yeah, no one says Norco numbs my pain, but also my emotions. Norco is it's a hydrocodone product. It's a brand name of a hydrocodone pill, but there are so many hydrocodone pills that all seem to have Loratab, Norco. They're all the same thing. They really are. Vicaprofen. That's one of the newer ones where they're mixing it with ibuprofen instead of acetaminophen. But they're all the same. They're all damn the same. If they come from a poppy, or if they synthetically are turned into something that comes from a poppy, right? Because opioids have never come from a poppy, but it is a synthetic version of the morphine molecule. If it's the morphine molecule, it's hitting your MU receptors. And Norcos are great, right? Hydrocodone's a great drug. It makes you feel like you're floating and everything is groovy. Unfortunately, there's a lot of other shit that comes along with it. And if you do it, say 6 or 7 days in a row, right, you run the risk of needing it really badly on day 8. And,
it's addictive.
I did that in 1985, right? And I quit when I was 46. It's very addictive. Every painkiller on planet Earth is habit forming. Now, if you're an addict, they are also addicting, right? So,
Tommy, I just love that I like how sure of yourself you are, because it makes me, I've always said to you more in private than on here, but like, you truly are my rock when it comes to a lot of things. I rely on you for a lot of things, especially mentally. You help me work things out. In a lot of ways, you're my therapist. And it makes me feel really good to know that like you would never do that. Because I don't know what it's like being an addict. I don't know if like you're unsure of yourself. If it was around you, would you do it?
Yeah, one of the reasons that
look at my face. Look at this stuff all over my face.
I know you look like you're in a porn film, to be really honest. Kind of freaks me out. Anyway, one of the reasons that I am sure is one of the medications I take, and I take it for this reason. If I wanted to get loaded on heroin, I have to schedule my relapse. So today's what is today? Tuesday, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I could relapse on Friday. So leave your dope here, and I'll wait 72 hours and then I'll shoot this dope. Right? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I might be able to make a snap, stupid decision in the moment to do something, but I take a drug that takes away the ability to make a snap decision, right? Because I would have to wait 72 hours before I could put anything related to the morphine molecule in my body, or I'm going to get viciously sick.
But hold on, I get that. I get the breakdown of it analytically. But what about just emotionally? You don't want to do it because then we wouldn't be friends. You would be out doing drugs and robbing banks again, right?
Yes. I would lose the friendship that I have with you. I would lose, everything that I have. I can't win a fist fight with heroin. It took 3 decades to figure that out. But the way I win the battle is to not get into a fight in the first place. So I have structured my life in such a way that, no, I don't have any fear whatsoever about it. I really don't. Thank you, Koala Lou. That's a really beautiful thing to say. Speak, Quibble.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, I have no intention of leaving. I really enjoy. I enjoy your company, and
And you would
are
miss
a
it.
very large part of. No, currently you're a very large part of my sanity, right? So for those who know, I've had an episode, or I had a bit of a, I think a decade or two ago, they'd have called it a nervous breakdown. I had a thing a few days ago. I said, it happens, especially because I happened to be coming off of a really nasty medication. And I said, I withdrew from the world. I didn't withdraw from Quibble. But I did withdraw from the world, and I drew from a lot of friends and people who I normally talk to, but I did not draw back from Quibble. And I'm a little fascinated by that. My counselor's a little fascinated by that. But no, I'd
You
be
actually
really
didn't withdraw from me at all. Like you
I'd be
answered
really
me
bummed
every
out.
time.
Or called you right back if I was sick or
No,
whatever.
I mean my texts and everything though. Like
I
I
did.
knew you were withdrawing from everybody else, but you did not withdraw from me at all.
No, I don't think that I really don't think that I did. And we have, I think it's one of those rare things. My son said, and I think it was fairly astute. He said, you're one of those rare situations where when the two of you are together, we do a show or whatever, it's 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, right? The 1 + the 1 tends to equal 3. And we do tend to seem to do better on some things together, to be sure. So yeah, I don't fear going back, because I've structured my freaking life in such a way that everything that I do is designed to keep me from failing on the most important thing in the world, which is not using
But
dope.
us being friends makes it even better.
And it makes it even easier. It does. It makes it easier. It's yeah.
But I'm saying that as it's the truth. Like I help you with that, but I tell my therapist every week. I'm like, Tommy, help me with this, and he loves you. Wyatt loves you because he's like, that's so good. I'm so glad that he's helping you process that. And I just told him the other day, I was like, I've never had a best friend, but I just know I have one. Like I know what it feels like. I can't describe it, but I've never had it before.
Yeah, it's no, I think that that's probably a safe way to describe it. And something that's funny, no one would say shit if I had boobs, but it's fascinating to people because we're of the opposite sex. Because to be really honest, I'm like this in a lot of ways with Alan Ballantyne, right? And no one ever said a word, but boy, they're freaked out that you and I are friends. Get a lot of crap from that.
Let him be.
Right? Wait until I show up with all your stuff. They're really going to lose it.
Let's see. Let me get rid of that
When
person. Whoops.
Sweet. No, that was a good one.
Oh,
with
really? You
any
want me to
luck,
keep them?
with any luck by Sunday. So stick around. Thank
Yeah,
you,
we can.
Emma. It's a kind thing to say. I agree with you. I think that we do. Yeah, Rosalind. Do you know why people think that? Because they can't be. Right? The people who think that you can't be friends with a woman without trying to sleep with her. Those are people who would try to sleep with any woman who got close enough to them, right? It's always a projection. It really is. It's all when people are so freaked out about something that it doesn't make sense. Trust and believe it's their hang up and they're projecting it onto you. Does Reese ever come to Arkansas? Rod,
Never been there.
We would think about it, but I don't know. Now I'm a little nervous. Rod sounds like he's trying to carry you off, Reese.
He does. I think Rod kind of likes me.
I think he likes you. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Bayou Bay, see? Yeah.
This was a good talk, Tommy. This was a good one.
I absolutely.
Why is this troll still here?
Agree. Yeah, you can leave Chicago Big Wad Claim Your Destiny. I don't
Big
have it.
Dog.
Yeah, I don't have it in me. Look, you had me turning her out for sex slaves. I'm creating sex slaves. Now I can't do it. Come on, dude, pick a side. I'm pretty sure I could turn Reese out by Sunday, but I just don't intend to. We're friends.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to come to Arkansas if you want to see Brian.
I love Brian Lucas.
Now we've got 2 people. So Arkansas might be in play.
I do too, Kim.
Yeah, that's a good comment, Kim. And you know what? No matter how that friendship takes form, right? 2 dudes, whatever. If you connect with somebody, man, there's not a lot of connection going on, right? Big Dog was harassing Aaron too. Well, that checks out. If he's harassing Aaron, kill him, right?
He sounds like a real badass.
Yeah, I'll take it. But keyboard warriors, I'm sure he'd be just as tough in person.
Oh, I'm sure he'd take us all out. He's a one-man show.
Do you know what they usually do, honestly? No joke. You show up and you walk right up to them and they go, "Can I get a selfie?" That's how it usually works out.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a real one-man army.
Out. Yeah, knock yourself out. We'll do a selfie.
I bet he's Liam Neeson from Taken.
Don't scare me. Come on, man. He has a particular set of skills. He's creepy. How much bad luck can one guy get? You know what I mean? First of all, how much of an ass do you have to be to go on vacation again? Right? After the second time that your wife and your kids get kidnapped on vacation, wouldn't you just be like, I'm staying home? I'm not going to another country ever again.
Absolutely. But I love Shelley's comment.
This is a very valuable friendship. You 2 are setting examples for us all. For real. Very cool.
I love that.
Very cool.
There you go, Brian.
Nice. One of my oldest friends is a woman. She and I bonded over poetry, more of a sister than anything else. Yeah, well, to be really honest, there's no sister thing here with Quibble, but yeah. Well, I don't know. It depends on what part of the country you're from, I guess.
Okay. And on that note, sweet Lord, man.
Yeah.
I got to get more Vicks in me.
You need to back off on the Vicks. You're starting to scare
everybody.
Wearing
off. Somebody said I look like I just ate a bunch of greasy chicken.
It puts the Vicks on the skin.
I don't feel it anymore, though. It wears off in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, you know what the problem is? You started reapplying it. Like you went from here I am to instant junkie. There was no, you build up to it a little bit. Maybe every 45 minutes or an hour, you apply a little bit more. But no, you're just over the top.
So now when he calls us Chunky and the Junkie, you can't do that anymore because I'm the junkie.
Now you're starting to look like the junkie. I'll just put some weight on. We got this.
Now it's just going to be Tommy and the Junkie.
I could get chunky. I was almost 300 pounds when I started losing weight.
Don't do that. But if you want to add on another like 15, 20, that'd be great. I do Goosebump. Yeah, this is good stuff. I'm going to see if they can sponsor us. There you go. That would be a really good sponsor for the, although, if they do sponsor us, you might want to maybe not bring up that lube thing again. You know what I mean? That probably wouldn't be great for their business. Well, in all fairness, I haven't tried it yet. I kind of like the idea of a tingle in my crack. Not the kind of tingle you're looking for, but give that a shot. Let me know I like to buy peppermint soap and put it in my butt. Okay. All right. I'm
probably a slightly better man knowing that you like to put peppermint soap in your butt.
And cooter. It's a tingle feeling. I like it. I like the tingly
Okay.
feeling in my butt and coot.
There you go. I don't know that this would be the same feeling, but I do want you to call me when that has happened. I'd be curious to know how that worked out for you.
Walk me through it.
I know I volunteer for no aspect of any of this. I just want to talk to you after the fact. I know how this is going to turn out. I just want to hear your story because I think it's going to be rich. I think it's going to be one of those things
See,
that's going to be fun.
Lori says she also loves a minty fresh cooter.
I do too. Big fan of a minty fresh cooter, but that's what Altoids are for, right? You don't need the doesn't need
Who
to be
puts an Altoid
damaging.
in their
You can do-
butt?
No, you put an Altoid in your mouth. Never mind. I'll draw you a picture. I'm going to mail you some Altoids too. Look at Quibble. You know something? It's a good
He's
thing, Quibble. It's
really
really
done a
good thing.
lot. He's so
Yeah,
experienced.
You'd really be in real trouble.
Candle
Quibble. I'm telling
wax
you,
and
you'd be in
Altoids and
real trouble.
we are not matched up. That's another reason no one has to ever worry about us being a thing because Tommy is way too advanced for me. He goes to that hedonism like every 3 months. Quarterly? Is it
Good
quarterly?
Lord, yes, that's right. I have my own room there. They don't even bother taking my stuff out of it.
Yeah, no, that's not going to ever be my lifestyle. I'm not about that life. I am about this life
Monica
right
M, look
here.
at Monica M. She says, Tommy, rub some peppermint oil on Reese's feet when you deliver her Amazon packages. Well, I think that's just a great idea.
Hmm.
My husband is in the other room. What did she say about her butt crack?
I like to put peppermint soap in my butt.
I
really-
can definitely hear husbands from around the country going, what did she just say about her butt crack? Yeah.
It's refreshing in the morning. It really kind of the aromatherapy coming up from your bee. It's nice. It smells good and it's tingly as all get out. And then when you get out of the shower, the cold air hits it and you're like, ooh.
Yes, I know that. Jill Judd says, Pop Rocks. Haven't tried it, just curious. Exactly what you think would happen. All kinds of fun.
It's like those old peppermint patty commercials.
You know something? That would be a really, really good, yeah. Na 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 na. He's right. Put a little of that on your unit, and it'll be right here in about 4 seconds. It'll just go and disappear in a way that you will not believe it.
Yeah, feel the sensation. That was it. Feel the
Third
sensation.
Eye Open knows she knows the drill. Altoids in the mouth, then the mouth also. And it gives
what
you
are the proper
sensation.
names, Amy? I have no problem saying vagina, Amy, if that's what you prefer. I said butt. What else do you want me to say?
So what am I going with? Penis?
I never liked that word. I just say peen.
Go
I shorten
junk.
it.
I'm just gonna go with junk. I'm
I
sorry.
like peen. It's like instead of saying merchandise, I just say merch. I went in and got my merch.
Right?
It's just short. It saves time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess junk's pretty quick too. You know,
I
not
never
a lot
liked
of wasted
junk.
syllables. Not a lot of wasted syllables.
I don't like junk. Peen.
Yeah, peen just doesn't sound. I don't know. It sounds
It
thin.
sounds funny when you say it.
It sounds thin and short. That's what it sounds.
Oh, does junk sound like more like full and heavy?
I don't know. I'm slightly behind. It's beautiful to hear Reese say she has a
That's
best
it.
friend. I remember early on when she said she doesn't want friends and doesn't understand why people have them. That sounds like
That's
something
what
Nicole
my
said.
therapist always says. And by the way, Carrie Ann, that's the peppermint soap I use, Dr. Bronner's. Yes, Curious Cat. That's what my therapist says all the time. That's why he loves Tommy, because it was not that long ago when I was like, I don't want friends. And here came my little Krim, and he was all mine, and I put him in my pocket.
There you go. Right?
I want to wrap it all up in my pocket. It's my bar of chocolate.
I love her.
Give me the Krim now.
Yeah, that's it. I want my Krim. When I have a headache, I put Vicks on my eyelids. Good Lord. Wow.
That sounds not so bad.
I'm going to ride out the headache. I don't know. My favorite is nether regions. There you go. Brian
I'll
Lucas
tell you right
says,
now.
how about nether regions?
This stuff is a cure-all. And I'm going to start using it as a deodorant.
Well, if you're picking guys up at Costco in the produce section, that might just be what you want to dab behind your ears. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking. I think
Little
I'd pick
Vicks
up some
vapor
dudes at
rub.
Whole Foods. Be
Oh,
smelling this way at Whole
look
Foods.
at Kristen Melinda. I want my Crim
TV. Great song.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That is too funny. Boy, is that
You'll
something.
smell from a mile away.
Yes. You
What
will
is the
smell
Vicks
this from a mile
curing?
away.
Well, it just puts me in a better mood and it uplifts me. It makes me think I have a brighter future ahead of me.
And apparently
However,
there's some tingling involved.
that only lasts for about 6 minutes and you got to reapply to get that bright future back, the feeling. But
Vicks is a
what a
solid man magnet for real.
feeling. What?
Volunteer says Vicks is a solid man magnet for real. Yeah, nothing brings them in like Vicks. Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good.
Brain Virus likes to call it her undercarriage. I like it.
I'm going to ship you a 10-pound thing of this, and then I want you to bring it on the plane, okay?
Could you make it a 5 pound? Do we really need to have me carry that much on the plane? I feel like there's
Well,
already
I feel like that'll
carry.
only last a month.
Yeah, well, I'll just come back. But I feel like I'm carrying a lot. It's a,
Okay.
it's another pack mule thing. Every time I do something with you, I need a Sherpa. I feel like it's see, teeny peeny. See what Anita Carr did? It just sounds. It's got that kind of.
It's just a peen. It's just shortened
it
for
sounds
peen
teeny to me.
instead of
It sounds teeny.
merchandise. You say merch.
I think you would just bum out my my guy. I think he'd be sitting there going, "What the hell did she just
Chip?
say?" Yeah, Chip would be really bummed out.
Nah, I don't think so.
Hey, Carrie Ann.
Yeah, I love it, Carrie Ann. I love it so much. I love it more than my addiction of my peppermint essential oils.
Nice. I'm a fan of peppermint. Yeah.
I love peppermint.
See, Koala Lou says peen equals pencil dick, and I'm sorry, that's how it sounds to me. You know.
Chip is not offended. He doesn't feel that way.
Okay. All right. I think I know him better. He's been hanging out for a really long time. He's not offended, but if you were to routinely call him the peen, I think you'd offend him.
Junk sounds so trashy.
Well, we can work on it. So it doesn't have to be junk. It just can't be peen. It just sounds,
I think I like it, Carrie Ann. Okay.
Just holding my bottle of Vicks makes me feel safe. Schnauzer Doc gets it.
Oh, I love this stuff. I just wish it lasted
So
longer.
can I just call it my merch? Since you seem to have no problem with the word merch.
Calling your peen, calling Chip your merch?
Yeah, just referring to him as my merch. How would that work out? Melanie says I could go with phallus if I wanted to maybe get to the root of this. See what I did there?
I don't mind calling Chip merch.
See, there you go. What's wrong with that? It's perfect. Call it Wonder Down Under. There you go. Psych on the Rock. He sees it too. Peeners just sounds bad. Penile projectile.
What about peenies?
Yeah, now you're just trying to be mean. Look at you. That's why you're laughing, because I'm right, Anna Nicole. She's trying not to laugh because she knows
the same peen as a donkey or a silverback gorilla. I don't know why you'd be offended in any way that you have a tiny peen. You don't. Everybody knows you have like 10 inches of Scoville.
Oh, keep it going. This is fantastic. By the end of the month, I'm gonna have a 2-foot long trouser mouse. Shelly says.
Awful. Hey, DNB. Oh, traveling bee. Sorry.
Yeah,
that looks like DNB's picture.
Time, right? I know
that's Beth.
That they're going every time I get here. These guys are talking about. I like package because it's like a gift. There you go. You know what? Psych on the Rocks. I've never been right. I'm batting 0 on that. I literally have never been right.
He thought I was a dude, and he's looking at me.
You can't prove that.
Tommy, 2 hours always flies by with you.
They all say that. Will Chip be available in the merch store? Don't rule that out.
You know what? They can do like a cast and sell him.
You know what? You actually can do that.
You know what? I bet we'd make a ton of money doing that. And yes, I said we.
You're You wanting to be the manager in my peen
I want to be in
project?
on that. I want to be in on that. The peen project.
We'll film the making of it. I think I don't know that I think that's demonetized. I don't see that.
And then we put on the package, what can Krim do for you?
Right. Rain Virus says, I know someone who makes peens. So you have a peen guy? That's fantastic. Chip off the old watch.
I love Barbara.
Barbara's quick.
I could do my foot. You could do your peen.
There you go. All right. I like where this is going.
Is this true? Teaming?
That one.
Awesome.
Yeah, it does. It does kind of happen. I'll be honest with you.
Aaron, I don't
Team and
remember,
team.
and that's one of my favorite movies. I don't remember what you're talking about.
It's a
Let's do
rent-a-husband.
it. I guarantee you people would buy it.
Do you know what's really crazy? I actually have done this. I'm not joking.
Okay,
But I
forget
did
it. I don't want to do
No, I
this.
did
Never
it
mind.
for-
It's already ruined for me.
And it was clear. It looked like glass, but I didn't sell it. It was a one-off.
Where is it now?
I
You know
was
what? I don't
planning
want to
on
know.
giving it
I don't
you
want to
for
know.
your
I don't want to
birthday.
know.
It was a birthday gift, but that's fine now that you've ruined it. I was gift wrapping it and sending it to you for your on your.
I
on your
think
birthday.
if we did a little cast thing of Chip, Penelope and Chip need a podcast. I think some of the people would buy it.
Penelope and Chip podcast. Sadly, people would buy it. You know, you're not doing that. Stop trying to
Sadly.
get naked in videos. No, stop
I
trying
love
to.
the idea of this. I think we would sell a lot of chips.
I think we probably would. I just don't know that.
Don't you want to be known for that? That's an awesome legacy.
Yeah, maybe that's a legacy. You can buy DIY peen kits apparently. So you send one to the house. I'll bring that out with me.
I like the idea of throwing these up in the merch store. Some of your merch in the merch store.
No, you know why Koala? I actually named Chip, and sadly, I shouldn't say this because there'll be somebody named Chip on here that I'm going to offend. But
There's no Chip in here. I know everybody in this crowd.
Every Chip I had ever met was a dick. So when someone said, you know, did you name your stuff? I was like, no. And they're like, come on, everybody does that. I was, all right, how about Chip? And
I like
"Why
him.
would you
I
call it
think
Chip?"
that's
I was like,
adorable.
because everybody I ever met named Chip was a dick.
I've always been fond of Chip. I think that's so
Yes.
cute.
It's a good name for him. It works out.
Okay. Let's
Wrap
just
this up.
think this through. We'll wrap it up for sure. We've been on forever. Let's think it
I'm willing to
through.
think this through.
Thanks, Moon Shadow.
Yeah,
I'd like
this was
to
fun.
as your chip manager, I'd like to think this through, sleep on it, literally. Just kidding. I'm not in Arizona, guys. Don't start any rumors. But I would like to I'd like to think about this. I think some of the ladies and maybe even some of our guy friends would purchase a chip of their own.
Yeah, just to have a chip.
A chip off the old cell block.
There you go. Off cell block number 5.
That's right.
That's the cologne.
That's cell block number 5. We're doing a cologne as well. Maybe you get a gift package of chip and cell block number 5.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing to have the package deal. You know, look for it in the merch store. I don't intend to do this on my own. I'm going to need several volunteers. It seems like a 3-man job.
Because he's so big.
Like a chipped tooth.
Yeah, I got one of those. I'm getting it fixed tomorrow. This was fun.
It's
She
always
is. I got to go figure out how to get this stuff off my face. Love you, Shelly. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. This was fun.
That's a cat in the basket.
I feel like I was betraying Reese if I bought a chip.
See that?
Don't
it
feel
makes
too
you
bad,
feel
curious
better.
cat.
I'm gonna let Reese do the making of it. You gonna do this? You gonna work
I might do it.
You gonna work the however that
I
works.
might make it happen. I might make it happen.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready to give this a shot.
Okay. I
All
have
right.
to be
That
in
was
on
cat
it
in the
though. I have
basket.
to be in on it. All
Oh,
right,
of
guys. I'm
course.
signing off. We love you all. We'll probably be back tomorrow. I got to get my tooth
That's the
fixed.
spirit. Are you going to see McGee?
Your girlfriend? Yeah. I hope I have my voice back tomorrow.
LL Jersey Girl says, be the fluffer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Love you guys. I'm ending it. Here we go.
Bye-bye.